still waiting. The sleeving up
I'm
their deck.
I'm just trying to like mess around with the best angle and like the best distance, so you can kind of see things a little more.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh
it
shit.
looks pretty good right now.
Oh.
Okay. Looks like we might have a fourth with Daedalus.
Ooh. Yeah, I see that. I see the message pop up. Okay.
I'll send them the link.
First. So yeah, so the D&D set is coming with four commander decks. One of them is all about dragons.
Yeah. Well, you know I'm buying that one.
I am too. I'm getting Tiamat. Like I'm not gonna get anything other than the pre-release pack because like I spent a lot of money on Strixhaven, like a lot more than I really should have. But
Yeah, me
I
too.
am but I am definitely just gonna get the pre-release pack and any dragons that open from there. Sweet. Any other dragon that I don't open, I'm buying, and and then the commander deck, unless the commander deck has like pretty much every dragon um,
The
that that's in the set, and I don't have to buy any extra dragons.
the D&D set is coming out after Modern Horizons 2, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
coming out in July, and Modern Horizons comes out in June.
Okay. Because I'm definitely buying a box of Modern Horizons 2, and then I'll probably buy a box of the D&D as well, and then I'll probably get the Dragon Commander deck and maybe a few others.
Yeah,
And why do they gotta keep releasing stuff that I have to get?
I know. I know. Every time, like I'm like I think I'm only gonna get like a pre-release pack and maybe a couple singles, and then like I see the stuff they're coming out with, and I'm like, I guess I have to buy more than what I said I was gonna buy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always like, well, I don't really care for this set or whatever, so I'm probably not gonna buy a box. And then it's like, I'm looking at all the cards, I'm like, damn, I had to buy a box.
Yeah, yeah, and it sucks because like I just wanna save my money.
I mean, I've always saved my money, so
Yeah, well, I mean, I just said because I just buy ridiculous amounts of magic stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe this time I should stop. And I'm like, no.
yeah. Oops. Oh, the main reason why I want Modern Horizons 2 is because I'm trying to build a modern deck,
Makes sense.
and the land base just by itself is $300.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it involves like all the fetches and stuff.
Yeah, I mean the top tier land base has all the fetches, the shocks, and I think that's, I'm not sure what else they use.
Dang. Yeah,
I think they use like the draw lands or whatever.
yeah, the canopy lands.
But like the actual cards, like the actual cards of the deck are like maybe like $20 or $30.
Really? Yeah, the land base. I feel like the land base in most anything is the most expensive part. Like for
But this
when I
is
built Cass, that was really the most expensive part.
this is what I'm building, by the way, and I've already got like 90% of the deck,
Oh wow.
so it's boggles,
Mm,
which is pretty budget, because like
yeah.
this all right here is like maybe like not even $10 honestly,
Wow.
because like these are like $2 and these are like $2, and all of these are like less than $1, and then ethereal armor, hyena, sentinel, and rancor. And rancor is like $1 ish,
Hmm.
depending on like the version that you get. But yeah, and the only thing that I'm missing, like in the actual base deck, is I need one more boggle, two more spirit dancers, and daybreak coronet, which Daybreak is like $2 each, something like that. And I think that's it. Other than I need like Spirit Link, but I don't think that Spirit Link's like super important. Not as important as like Spirit Dancer, Boggles, and such like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I picked up all of this pretty much this week, and then stuff like the Spirit Dance I already had. And then another deck that I was also trying to build, which that one's a bit more expensive, is red blue prowess.
Mm-hmm.
And that one has like a lot of bone spells, soul scar mage and stuff. But that one's a bit more expensive, so I'm kind of like putting that one on pause. But like I've got like a lot of the one-ofs that I need, and a lot of the bone spells that I need and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Daedalus seems like he's gonna be ready sooner than the other friend you're adding.
Yeah, well, I don't mind waiting. Should probably. How do I- Also, I don't know what the price of Pismali is, but Pismali could be interesting for O-Dragon too.
I personally, well, I don't have that many instant sorceries, so the only thing he would help with is just the ETB with the treasure.
Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much it's a 2-mana 3/4 essentially.
Yeah.
Because it makes a treasure and it costs 3 to cast, and I mean, I imagine you have cultivates and Kodama's reaches and stuff like that, possibly.
Yeah.
So, and then you don't need to sack the treasures; you just tap them, and there you go.
That could be something to explore. I do have actually 2 Prismaris, one that's a foil and one that's a full art.
Oh my god! Well, if the full art was cool, I probably would have bought one, but I honestly don't really like the full art of Prismari. Looks kind of weird.
It does. So I don't know if I'm gonna put it into my which because like it's gonna go into a deck. One of those gonna go into the deck. I'm building Zavai, and it's definitely gonna go in there. But I don't know which version of it. And then the other one's probably gonna go into my Cast Spellslinger deck that I'm making. That's more casual.
I just brought you up to the correct video that you kind of part of why I were able to talk. You know, it was his birthday today, and thought I'd bring it up. Not to like always bring it up all the time, but especially. Yeah, no, this one's better for sure. Really good that they missed the land drop. They literally did this. This is like they natural ordered into a bubble, which like that is constructive.
Oh, by the way, did you see the Crux of Fate?
Yeah, I want the Japanese one, but it was like over $20 and I've literally spent close to $1,000 on Strixhaven.
Damn, that beats me. I've probably spent like, I'd say like 300 maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
so, and, well, it's not just Strixhaven, but it's Strixhaven related things, plus, like, a month or, like, a couple weeks before, Strixhaven and bought, some major upgrades for Kess, and so, for my Kess EDH deck, and so, like, with all that, I was like, I really want the Crux of Fate for Ur Dragon so badly, because the two decks that I really want to bring out are my Kess EDH deck and my Ur Dragon deck. But I was like, maybe later, maybe in like a couple weeks when I get paid again and I get my reimbursements for my work and stuff, I'll maybe buy it.
yeah, well, I'd at least say just get the English one because even the English one looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean,
It's got Ugin on it.
yeah, like, but if I get the English one, it'll be just to have a copy because it's gonna go because that one's gonna be worth a ton of money because it's a stolen art and this guy is never gonna work with Magic again most likely. So if that's the only reason I would get the English art because I actually prefer the Japanese art so much better.
Yeah. What would I take out if I would have put in Pismology?
Draw elemental masterpiece such game or creative outburst rather. Yes, I stacked it. Yeah. Oh my god, that's a combo. Oh, okay, so now it's a 4-turn block. Yeah, they can hit land drop. Okay, now they're actually pretty good. What do I pop? What can my side put again? I actually have my list. I think we just get the spirit, right? Or do we get the? Oh, we get the draw card. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, with this, we're gonna pull control this and do some big brain shit. With my trade. 3-turn block. They're on a 2-turn block. If I play draw, trade off here. That's 3-turn. 4-turn. Draw.
Hello. What happened? What happened to?
Oh. Oh, I got logged out. What the hell? I got temporarily kicked out.
This is gonna cost more mana.
What do you think out of these is like the weakest ramp spell?
Deep freeze.
Did what freeze?
Daedalus.
Not
He's standing. He's looking very still, so that's why I was like, deep freeze.
I'm just seeing black on his screen.
Oh, I saw him appear he's on my screen. He disappeared, and then he appeared, and then I don't, and then he like is frozen.
Hmm. Let me try refreshing real quick.
I'm gonna refresh.
How many forces do I actually have? Okay.
Oh, he's frozen. Oh no, never mind. He's on. Never mind. He's on. Okay,
I see him
you're
now.
you're frozen for a hot minute.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Boom. I think I did it right.
Yeah. Ooh, Gabe or Gave, or however you say his name.
It's probably Gabe, but I've always said Gabe.
I say Gabe. Silent H.
I've heard most people say Gabe, and I just kind of run with it. But
I think a silent H is more common than saying Gave. But I guess that's up to whoever.
The good fungus boy. Let's go with that.
I'm actually
That sounds good.
rebuilding. I'm actually rebuilding my Gabe deck.
Dude, this deck cost me about $550, so
dang,
Dang.
I think the Ur Dragon is like almost 400 right now for me. Like this deck with everything I've added and taken out.
I think my Dragon's around 400-ish. My bougie deck though is Cisse.
Yeah, my cousin also has a Sisei deck, and it's also like it's like literally like $500, $600.
Well, I opened all the Triomes,
Ooh.
so it's got all the Triomes. It's got shocks. It's got checks.
oh damn. Okay, so that land base be wild. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for him,
Triome,
he spent a
Fatal
lot of
Passage,
money on the land base.
Shrine.
All the walkers that he has in it are super expensive, so that's where his money went to.
Yeah. And I got the Godzilla basics.
Nice.
But yeah, this is the only deck I actually spent money on the mana base like hard.
This
Although-
the Earth Dragon for me, and then my Cassie EDH deck are the two decks where I really went ham on the land base.
Although I'm still missing the blue white check because I'm trying to make like 90% of my lands tap for white since Cisse has white in the casting cost.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know the price of my current General Tazri deck, but once I revamp it, the total deck will be about 470.
It's like I think I have like a non-white check that I want to replace, or like I'd probably replace like Sunken Hollow with it. But then I like have like ramp that says like Sky Scratch claim that I can look up 2 forests and like 3 visits and stuff that goes for like named stuff, or like not like get non-basics. And
Do we have a fourth? Or do we have a fourth?
we do have a fourth. They're currently sleeving up their deck. So once they're done with that, they'll join. So we're just waiting on them.
Is it somebody from the community?
Not Nessa's. She's in Alias V's community.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in a lot of streamers' discords, and I try to find people from like different ones and such.
The only Magic streamers community I'm a part of is Nessa's, but I watch Alias a lot.
Yeah, but Alias has a bigger EDH community.
I
Yeah,
recommended.
because like I think I've never really seen her play Commander because on Saturdays either I'm doing a lot of stuff, but she does have like a designated like Commander day where she plays Commander
Yeah,
on stream and stuff. So
yeah.
she
But
does
she
she's
starts at
built
like
more of a
10.
Commander community.
She starts at like 10 a.m. my time or something. So it's so like whenever she's playing EDH, like I'm waking up when she's like done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the only thing I've played with Alias is Destiny,
Mm.
and that was months ago. Give me 1 second, no?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. I'm rebuilding my Gave deck and trying to make it better.
The I don't know what to do for Abzan. I thought about Kethis Super Friends, but then that Super Friends in general are very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to like build up a whole bunch of walkers and a whole bunch of other legendary creatures and other things over time. So like I don't know if I want that.
I'm assuming I used like Jenna
Let's see if I can find it. My favorite Abzan commander is Nethroy.
Okay, I is back.
Hello. Hello back.
Lloyd, is it you I've talked to before?
Um, I
Or,
think once, yeah.
okay. There, maybe it was Roxa, because I recognize Roxa's voice.
I don't know. I
I
really don't remember.
I
If I
think
did, I don't remember. I've been having terrible memory lately, so
I think I've either played with you or watched you play something. I don't know, cause your name is familiar.
Uh, I think it was one of y'all. We talked D&D before. I want to say.
Probably not me, cause I don't really do D&D much.
Okay. Oh no, that or you have a voice similar to someone. Maybe I'm just going crazy.
Who knows?
So how many different decks do you guys have, like for EDH?
I have like over 30.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I have. Um, I currently own 12 decks, but I'm not actually like at least like 3 of those are just decks I need to rip apart. Um, so yeah, but I have like 5 that I really play, 6 that I really play on a regular basis, and then the other, because I bought all 5 Commander Precons for Commander 21. I just need to rip them apart, and then I also bought the um, Teamer Precon from last year, and that one I also need to either rip apart and create its own deck. But it's hard to
Calamax is
expensive when you haven't played forever, so that's
Calamax
kind of
is
on my
good.
lower end of things.
Oh,
I,
nice.
I I use these to store most of my decks, and I have 6 of these, and they hold 3 decks.
Nice. Wow.
And then I have another 3 that's in single boxes, and then my Sisei and O-Dragon deck. So it's like 20 right there.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with using Boulder deck boxes
Mm.
for my babies.
Yeah, I've got my nicer decks in my thick ones.
I have this for my Dragon, and then I have this one, the Ultimate Guard that's also holding out my camera that holds like 10 of my deck, the 5 recons, my other 5 decks, and then I have um, one box for Tess, which is also holding up the camera.
I've been a little outclassed here. I only have 4 decks.
Hey, it's not the number or the size. It's how you use them.
Yeah. With my other 3, they're all budget out of like 2-3-year-old out of date budget decks. So what I'm doing right now is I'm rebuilding them, and then I'm going to upgrade them.
Someone that I used to play with gave me 3 of these for free,
Oh,
so I have some of those.
Those are nice.
This is another one of my pet decks. It's AC, the dude that draws when you play lands.
Yeah, from Commander Legends.
Yeah, so it's like ramp into big spells.
Oh, I need did I know? Oh, I didn't.
This is by far my favorite card to cast on AC. Omniscience.
Oh, Omniscience.
Yeah, and I have like ways to cheat it out to make it uncounterable,
Nice.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
these 2.
I got this guy from the new set. He's I haven't played with him yet, but he's gonna be so sick because I can just be like, because like the backside lets you just eat out lands and then discard something, and then if I have AC out, I draw cards for each land, so I can just like keep doing it, and then just like play him for like 8 mana. Yeah, this is probably one of my better decks, but it's slow. It's not gonna win like turn 3, but it'll like if I get some ramp spells and into my big spells, then I'll just like take over.
I need to get the. I forgot that I think I own Cultivate. I can't remember, but I need to get the Musclocka Cultivate and add it to or Dragon.
Yeah, I got the mystical. I think I got the the Japan one, I think. So I put in that, but I also got this full art foil from 21.
Nice.
Hey Lloyd, could I have? Do you have like your Prismari deck like online somewhere, like built?
I don't
Necklace?
think I have this one yet.
Okay.
I have most of my decks on tapped out, but I've been it's like very difficult to like add it to tapped out while I'm building it because I make so many additions and removals while I'm building it. So I generally just like wait until it's like complete, and then I'll add it.
But because Prismari is actually the next deck I have to build for my roommate.
Okay. But if you want the list, just like send me a message or like ping me to like after the game to remind me, and when I get the deck list, I'll send it to you.
I would appreciate that.
I'll double check to see if I've added it, but I don't think I've done it yet. I've been kind of lazy with my updating my decks on tapped out.
Oh yeah.
I realize Tap Out is actually probably better for commander decks, but like but it's kind of hard to because they don't, when you type in the cards, they don't automatic. I think Goldfish does a better job of letting you preview the cards and stuff, and
They actually just did an update recently to where it actually when you search for the cards to add, it actually shows cards now, and it also will add, it'll auto complete it if you type enough of it, or if it's like the only card with that name, it'll auto complete it.
Oh, that's nice, because that's one of my struggles, and when previous season was out for Kaldheim, and as soon as we found out about Lathril, I created a deck for her, and like Goldfish already had all the new cards available. Like if I typed it up, it would pull them up.
Yeah.
But when I was saving it on Tapped Out, it kept saying these cards are not legal yet, so you can't.
Yeah. They take a little bit longer to update the legal base. I just ignore that.
Yeah.
I use Goldfish.
But the reason why I like tapped out is because I can organize them into folders. So like I have them all organized into folders.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I do want to actually. I I do like tapped out because it's easier to do a lot more things like play test the deck and organize it better and kind of see the curve a lot better. I
But
think on tapped out you can see because like, you can see like your mana base, like
yeah.
how many your lands, what colors they produce, so you can kind of
That's
help
also why I
they match
use it.
up, which I think really does help a lot. And so that's what I and that's what I do. I'll take like the decks from Goldfish and I'll copy paste one tapped out, find
Yeah,
the
yeah.
commander, and then like
Yeah.
make the edits as necessary to kind of match it up.
Yeah, you can do that. I was about to say that.
So I hate when my buddies have me build them decks and give me a budget for it. Always
Hey, if they do that, I'd be like, hell yes, man. I love budgets.
like, yeah, it makes it a little bit challenging, but like when
Like
you
I-
give me $100,
Dude,
for
I
a
can,
commander
I
deck,
could easily fit in that budget, man. Like I have so many decks that are like under $100, and they are very well built. Like this deck is probably like maybe $80 at most.
I the last budget one I did was Sir Gwyn, the knight tribal guy,
Mm-hmm.
and equipment, and he wanted me to use like the knights and like the decent equipment he had at the time, and like it could be so much better. Like with his budget, I had to cut out like the signets. And,
Signets aren't that expensive usually, though.
yeah.
Well, it depends because like actually more recently they've been better about reprinting them, but like
Yeah.
when Sir Gwen was released, they weren't like I think the decks, if you bought the precon itself, came with like maybe one signet, I think.
That's
or-
probably what I should have had him do. I should have had him buy the pre-con of him,
Yeah. That probably would have been best.
and then improved it from there.
But I mean, you can do a budget list. It's just a lot harder, and you have to find like a lot more things that like
See,
are cheap
my
that do what you
thing
need.
with building budget decks is that you'll eventually want to make it like a full deck, not a budget deck.
Well,
so
yeah.
you end up spending even more money. So you end up losing money.
I mean, you start with budget, and then you improve from there. That's
Yeah, but then
usually
you just have a bunch of like trash, not really usable cards.
I use everything. I'll find a deck for some random ass card.
See, I have a buddy who he's obsessed with just collecting cards. He just likes having more and more cards. So every time like my extras that are like just like garbage, not worth anything cards, I'll sell them to him for like 30% off of value.
Yeah, I mean, I work at my LGS, and there's a guy that comes in like every other week or so, and he just buys boxes of bulks, like 4 or 5 boxes full of bulk.
Dang.
Yeah.
That sounds just like a waste, bro.
He-
Unless you're
I mean, he has a reason for doing it, I guess, because for one, he plays vintage, so like maybe there's like these random vintage cards that are used, you know. But like, he just likes collecting bulk, you know.
me and my play group, like IRL play group, we used to like doing what we called bastard drafts. Was with all of our like with like all of my trash cards I had, we made them into booster packs.
Nice.
And like rubber banded them, and then we would play like draft and sealed with those.
Nice.
It
That
was
sounds
super
pretty-
ghetto, but
Sounds really interesting.
it saved us money. That's the only thing I like.
Yeah.
There were literally like a month before the pandemic started, in quarantine and all that stuff. Like there was an LGS like in my area that was doing this like every month or every few months it would do this event where you paid like $20-something, and they gave you 5 commanders to start with, but you could choose any legendary creature that was in like the boxes they were approved for like searching through, and you could make a deck for and whatever and you could take the deck home. You would keep the deck, and it was actually pretty interesting. I got trash cards, so I let them get shuffled back in, but I made like a really budget janky uh, Joda deck that actually won. It was like a Mazes End deck, and it was like because everyone there was also having a restriction. You can only and I spent majority of the time asking people to help me find the guild gates than actually like building the deck because I put the deck together uh, really fast. I just needed the guild gates, and I managed to get one of every single guild gate.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So like yeah, you can definitely. I mean, in some cases there are cards um, that you will definitely be cutting out because you're like this is really budget. And this is like not going to work in a higher power version of it. But there are some cards that you can keep even in like as you upgrade the deck that you find that like they're really budget, but they work wonders in the deck.
Yeah, I think Joda is actually a pretty good budget commander, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you're playing like a jank deck like that, where it's like, hey, I'm gonna cheat stuff out.
Because like I had a Joda deck at one point that it's just I don't think I spent that much on it. It was probably like an $80 deck or so, and I played against I did a 1v1 against someone at my LGS who his decks usually are like very very strong and good and like a lot of money in them. And like I was going back and forth, like destroying his stuff, he destroyed my stuff, blah 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 and stuff. And it was actually a pretty like close game, but he ended up beating me just because he just got way too much value, drew too much cards and stuff. But like it was very close and back and forth, despite the fact that like my deck was probably like half as expensive as his, or like a quarter.
So you guys remember like 2-3 years ago when Hollow One was like the big modern deck? Like
I literally started like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. So
And I started with EDH, so.
Okay, so yeah, it was like tier 1 modern, and I beat this guy 3 times in a row with my janky mono blue illusion aggro deck.
I have no cards. I have to just punish them. So
Yeah, I was telling Roxas, I'm actually trying to get into modern. I'm building Boggles.
Boggles is like the popular one right now.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with modern too much.
I don't know. I think I have
Like I'll build modern decks, but it's not to be like uberly competitive. It's more just, hey, I want to build this fun deck, but I'm gonna make sure it's modern legal so that I at least could go play it.
Yeah.
LGS.
Well, my friend is really really into modern, so I want to try and play against her.
environmental science this year because they
Yeah,
just shuffled
the only 2 modern decks I own currently is my Jank Mono Blue Illusion Aggro and Mono Red Burn. But I will be getting Mono White Life Gain here soon.
Yeah, I'm also kind of trying to build blue red prowess, but that one's a bit more expensive. So I just have one of pretty much everything in there. I just got like all the cheap stuff.
Oh, nice.
And,
Oh yeah, so the 2 I built for friends recently, one was Modern Golgari Life Drain, which used like pests and that new legendary creature from
Dina.
yeah, that one. And then also modern fractal wizards that my buddy randomly got attached to using fractals in the new set from the draft, so I built a biomathematician wizards deck.
Yeah, I saw. I was watching What the Deck, and
Yeah, that's where I got.
Yeah.
Because I told him, bro, I don't know if I can make a good fractal deck for you. Like, I can build you a fractal deck, but I don't know how good it would be until I saw the Naban little like combo with it. So
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Well, hope they don't have to humiliate.
I
Humiliate we're probably not.
I've seen like because Goldfish has like some of the top meta decks for different formats, and I've seen the cost for like legacy and vintage decks, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Like I will
Yeah.
will never like join anything other than standard, historic, and then commander. The only reason I play standard is just because arena, and if it wasn't for arena, I probably would never play standard.
yeah, I know. The only time I built a standard deck was I built standard Slimefoot during Dominaria.
I actually have a couple paper standard decks, but I rarely play them because the only time I play them is against my friend. But I might play it with another friend I have online who bought like some of the challenger decks, but we haven't played yet.
Yeah, because like getting 4 copies of like Galaceth is just like so ridiculous, and I'm like, what would I do with them in paper if like after the rotate out, like I don't have 4 commander decks for it to go into.
Yeah, like I'm not a big just like pack opener.
Yeah,
Like if I'm doing like sealed or draft, I'm fine with cracking packs.
yeah.
But I don't understand how people go buy like 2 or 3 booster boxes and just crack them open for months.
Like what I plan now, because I'm gonna after this, I'm not gonna buy a lot of boxes anymore. It's just gonna be to try to. I want to build up enough of a kind of a collection, so I'm gonna in a couple months probably buy a couple more boxes of like the decks or stuff that's coming out, just so I can have stuff I can rip apart and use for decks for commander, so I don't have to like rely on buying singles nearly as much. So.
Yeah.
I want to try to really focus on like using up the cards that I already own right now.
Yeah.
Lloyd, how long's your friend gonna be?
I said not too long ago, but not too long. I think they're still working on it. They're looking for cards.
Yeah. If they're double sleeving, like it may take.
No, I think they're just single sleeving, but they have to like find some cards too, I think. But this is one of my standard decks. It's Yorion.
Yorion.
Yeah.
Degenerate over here.
Yeah.
It's not like top tier Yorion though. Like it doesn't have like all the good cards it needs. It just has like some janky shit. Like it has 2 Skyclaves just because like I bought the precon, but like it doesn't really have all the like best stuff that it needs, you know. And it's the old like blue-white list with like Charming Prince Loop or whatever.
Oh, is it the one with Thassa Deep Dwelling in it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have Thassa. Although I technically could, but I only own 1 copy of Thassa. So like I said, it doesn't have any like any of the good cards that it needs. But it's just what I have.
Yeah, Thassa's like $16, $17.
Yeah. Yeah, I opened 1 from my box, and I just proxy it into any deck that I need. But I think right now, it's in Sisei just because it's a god. And then I also have this one, which is mono white.
I bought the God Secret Lair, so I have all 15 gods minus Lotus, and so I'm trying to find decks for them to all go into at some point.
Sisei gods.
Now, if someone else has Sisei, I mean, I could do Sisei gods. Someone else has Sisei in my play group, so I don't really like to play like the same commander as someone else too much.
Golo's gods.
Maybe.
Although Golo's gods would probably be way better because he can just automatically search up Pool Tree.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Sisei better just because it gives me things to do, and she's generally not as targeted as Golos, because like he casts Golo, he gets killed immediately.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, if
So-
I see someone pulling up with the Golos deck, like, I'm targeting them immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I used to actually have a Golos deck, but it was Golos Gates, and like everything else in the deck was just like ETB stuff, like blinking and ETBing. So like I would blink Golos a bunch of times to get all my gates, and just be like Maze's End win.
Are you guys familiar with Relentless Rats?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've played against the EDH Rats deck.
Okay. I'm getting ready to build that. I haven't ran into a Commander Rat deck yet, but I built like a modern version of it.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was fun, but my friends hated it, so I'm like, okay, guys, I'll deconstruct it, and then I'm gonna make it a Commander deck.
Yeah, I think that we have a couple. And actually, no, I don't think we have Relentless Rats. We have the other rats, the Dominaria rats at my
Rune Rat?
No, it's like, is it Pack Rat?
I think it might actually be Pack Rat.
It sounds like Pack Rat.
No, it's not Pack. Well, we have Pack Rat and we have the Dominaria one. I don't know what the Dominaria one is. But the Dominaria one is the one that's like a 2/1 that gets +1/+0.
Yeah, it's like it's a smaller version of Rat Colony.
Rat Colony. Yeah, we have those at my LGS.
Yeah.
And I think we had some Relentless Rats, but someone came in and like bought like literally all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I just like Relentless Rats a little bit more, so that because if someone plays like a -2 board wipe, like I don't get wipe.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with this, so I just like, that much.
You mean Cry the Canarium?
Yeah, like Cry the Canarian, yeah. Like all creatures get -2/-2. I know Red has a couple versions of that too.
I'm gonna be back real quick.
I'm fine with just jamming this, you know. Nice run, yeah. That wasn't too bad. I mean, yeah, I played well that last season. I mean, it's kind of review it. I'm just kind of vibes it, especially care about doing that. That's good. I don't know. I guess I could later. Let's do it later, I guess.
What deck is she even gonna use anyway? Lloyd. Oh,
Huh?
he's off. What deck is your friend gonna use?
I'm not sure, but they have Yerok, Calamax, and Gavi. I'm not sure if they have any other deck. They might be using a new one. That might be why they're shuffling, because it's a new deck.
Yeah, if they whip out Gave, I can switch to a different deck.
But they're shuffling the deck now, so shouldn't be much longer.
Our insurance says you're working, you don't have to pay for it. And then DoorDash is like, your insurance pays for it. I go, and then what's the other thing? Oh, yeah,
I
no.
probably should use the better deck, but I want to test this deck because I've been working on it. since the Strixhaven came out. So I need to see how it does.
There's like technically there's like 2 cards that are missing from this deck because I need to take him out of one card specifically out of the black white precon, the silver club precon, the sinking study or stinking study, but I wanted to keep the decks together for like maybe one more week because like in my play group we might play them as is one more time.
Yeah, I still haven't been able to play a precon game yet, but I might keep the Ossigear deck as a precon. But I was telling Roxas that I'm actually rebuilding my Gavi deck or Gabe deck, and I'm actually making it fungus / sapling tribal. Because I opened up a box of Time Spiral and there's like all the fungus that was in there, all the fungi that was in there, that like make saplings or like sacrifice saplings to do stuff, and it has no cost to them, so you just do them whenever you want. Like there's one that does it for mana, one that like minuses something, one like adds counters. So it's like all fungi and then stuff that makes saplings.
So unpopular opinion here, or maybe I don't know, but since I started Magic originally in like 2012-ish, 2011-ish, I never really saw the old border cards, so I find those really ugly. And every time people are like, "Oh my god, I love the old border cards," that just kind of like.
Well, that's definitely not an unpopular opinion to me. I really don't like the old borders.
Like black bordered ones.
The Time Spiral remaster ones, like the time shifted border, the one they do, the brown one, the brown and black one.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
Every time people are like, "Oh my god, I will like buy you all of these," and I'm like, do it, because I would never like. I cringe so hard when I have to use really old cards. Like to find a somewhat cheap version of Limdu's Vault, I had to actually use like the old border.
Yeah.
And every time I play it in cast, I cringe, and I'm like, "Oh,
I'm the same way."
One.
And my Teshar deck uses a lot of old cards, so like I have like a bunch of brown bordered cards that I just don't like. So I'm probably gonna like one day buy a bunch of Alta sleeves for those.
Yeah, that's what I might have to do for that Limdu's Vault, because it just looks so ugly to me.
Or like a proxy. I think a proxy would be cheaper, and just like find some random art to just toss on there. But yeah, I don't like them, and I actually pulled in my Time Spiral. I pulled what was it? Is the foil old bordered Panharmonicon, foil old bordered Restoration Angel, and the old bordered Ponder. And I'm just like, I hate all of those, so I just sold them to my LGS for $90.
Nice.
And then I just got like a bunch of cards for $90.
At least you didn't get shafted. Like when my cousin tried to trade Jeweled Lotus and Peacekeeper to an LGS, and the LGS wanted to give him like 30% of the worth, and so we went to a different one that gave him 75%. But literally, they were like, "We're gonna give you 30% of the worth."
The normal amount is like 40 to 50%.
Yeah.
And
if you're lucky, they'll give you more. But the idea is, like the other LGLs we went to, and we vowed we were never going to set foot in that unless we were really desperate in that other LGS, because they agreed on like the condition. The Jewel Lotus was near mint because it had been he opened it, waved it around a few times to show everyone, and then sleeved it up and like put it in a night, and so it was like pristine condition. Mm-hmm. And they agreed on like on the playability and everything, on the status of all the cards, and they were like $30.
Yeah.
For
my LGS works is they take the median listed value of TCG and do 50% of that.
Yeah, but Jewel Lotus alone, it goes nearly like $80 usually, like anywhere from $60 to $70
I think it's
higher
more than
at
that
the time
now.
that he sold it, and so Peacekeeper is like going roughly about $30-ish. And so
Yeah, 30%
yeah,
is ridiculous.
yeah, 30% was super ridiculous, and so we went.
It's like what mine does as like a minimum. It does it does like 60% usually.
Oh.
Yeah, because like the total price, because he also looked it up on his own. Total price was roughly supposed to be about $135 for 2 cards. There's the other person.
Oop. I seem to get kicked out every time someone joins.
Okay,
I seem to
There,
get
he's
booted
back.
out every time someone joins.
that's funny.
I don't know if it's because I'm the host or what.
The Tuvasa.
Okay, so I was telling them what decks you have, and I was like, if you're sleeving up a deck, you're probably using a new one, so it's probably not any of those.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, Sultai and Changers. Okay, cool.
This is gonna be an interesting game.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm actually dragons, by the way, not changelings. I'm legit dragons here. I
Yeah.
don't do changelings.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I probably should have one or two, but
I mean, you could always make a changeling deck and then just say, "Oh, dragon's your commander." But I prefer Morph on changelings since he's a changeling and he also reduces the cost of them.
okay. So 7 cards.
Oh, dude, I forgot how dirty your dragon is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's 9 mana, but
Yeah, but you get that effect just whenever, which
Yeah.
is wild.
Yeah,
The fact that you could play like a 5-drop on turn 2.
I especially like some of the cheaper dragons that have like effect, that like have like restrictions. Like I have Gadrak, so he's a
Yeah,
he's a
I
2 mana
have that
5/4
too.
that can't attack, but he can block, and it's for 2 mana. And like I was thinking about putting like Prismari in it, like proxying it in there. She's a 3 mana 3/4 that makes a treasure token, so she's technically 2 mana 3/4
Yeah.
in O-Dragon. I was telling that to Roxas.
Yeah. I am ready whenever I
Let's
am
see.
keeping this hand.
I have to take a mulligan. 0 lands.
okay, are we just doing straight up London Mulligan?
In Commander, your first mulligan is free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Commander
And
first.
then you London.
Okay.
Well, that's if you want to go with that. Like, since we're playing like casual, we can just mulligan until you get a keepable hand, but like don't mulligan until you get like a combo or like a turn, like a very fast win or something like that. You know, just mulligan until you get a keepable hand. If
Yeah,
everyone's
I
okay
had
with
0 lands, but the rest of the cards were excellent. I wanted to keep it anyways, but that's not a good idea.
that. I think I'm gonna keep this hand,
I'm
'cause
going
it's,
Mulligan.
although I have to look up one of my cards because it's Japanese. And I know what the other ones do. I just don't know what that one does.
I hate when I pull Japanese cards. Like, I got one of the collector's boosters this
Well,
time.
I bought a Japanese box for the Ultimate Arts. So I have a lot of Japanese cards, and I also opened up an English one. So like, I have both, but like some of the cards I didn't get in English, so I want to use them.
I should write down a list of all the cards that I have in Japanese so I can remember what the name of it. Because if I remember the name, I know what it does. For the most part, I've gotten to the point where, like 90%, like not 90 because that's a lot, but like a good I know a good 20-30% of Magic cards that exist. So
Okay, I will keep
okay, so how what are we doing for
I need
turns?
to randomize.
Yeah, I'll keep-
1, 2, 3. Okay. So like I'm going first.
Cool.
I'll have to look at that.
Only Daedalus and I switched.
Okay, so everyone's good with their hands?
Yeah.
I will draw. I will play a mirrored landscape tapped and pass.
I will draw.
And then I'll try to.
I'll play Flames into a Soul Ring into an Orgasm.
Oh, geez.
Dang, nice.
Wow.
The god start.
Pass, I guess.
Crumbling
I
Necropolis,
guess.
tap pass. Jesus.
Draw for turn. Seagram Coast untapped. Tap it for a Sol Ring.
God
and
dang it.
pass.
Whoa, over here. You're all like going nuts over here.
I know, right?
At least I didn't also put a Signet into play.
Fair, but you're also just like, both of you are like way ahead of the curve here.
There it
Like,
is.
Daedalus needs to be stopped already. Like, look at
Okay,
him.
buddy, okay.
You can make 4 mana right now, and he'll be able to make 5 mana next turn. Like,
Wish I had a mountain, but I will play this island and pass. I think I have one too many colorless lands in my deck, but oh well. It's your turn, Daedalus.
Oh, my bad.
no worries.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I kept this land in here, but oh well.
So I have no turn to land drop.
Oof.
Oh.
No bounce, no guys.
Okay,
The
so
one
maybe
land
it's
keep.
not bad.
That's still a lot of mana at turn
Yeah.
2.
That's
Yeah.
what,
But I have no
4,
green.
5
Oh.
mana.
Oh, that's true. You have no green. You said plains as your first land.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got white,
It
black.
might be the worst color to have only a.
I know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna bring out a Blood Artist.
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay.
Or actually, I'm gonna do it like this: tap this, and then burn the one it has.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Oh, jeez.
What's that lane you played, Roxas?
Oh, Crumbling Necropolis, which is Grixis.
Okay. It's a Grixis tap lane.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna play Temple Garden on tapped. Go.
I will play a forest.
Oh, somebody has green.
I have no green in my
And-
deck. I'm the only one with no green in my deck.
Pay 3. Put it in Ristic Study.
God dang it.
Oh no.
Why you always have that?
And I'll pass.
Why are you like this?
Ooh, look at that. Ristic is the pay 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Why are you
I
like
will-
this?
I will play Biblioplex. And it doesn't really matter how I do it, but I'm going to cast this Soul Ring. I'll pay for Ristic Study, and then I'm going to crack Myriad Landscape and pass.
You said pass.
Yep, pass. And then I will go
Why-
get my basics.
Upkeep, draw.
So.
I sort of wish,
yeah, you're,
oops, no, no, island. I sort
you're
of
on,
wish
you're on my
Myriad
bad, you're on my bad side now because I have to worry about you drawing cards, but I have to do
Okay.
these cards.
If I don't draw cards, I will lose to the first thing that kills any of my creatures. It's okay.
Fair, okay, fair.
Literally the last time I played against Solero, she did the same thing, like turn 2 or something, Mystic Study. I'm just
It
like,
was turn 3, but
Okay.
that is a deck that utilizes Ristic Study much better than this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So this one doesn't use that much. It's,
I mean, his commander draws cards anyways, so.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna tap 4, and I'm going to mortify heuristic study and pay for heuristic study.
Oof.
Alright.
Oh, nice.
And then I will pass.
Draw. Mountain. Tap 3 for cultivate. Going to search for.
You got green, blue, and red. So you're missing black and white.
I have black.
Well, I'm just going by the information that I see.
Oh yeah. Well, I have. I should get. Like, I'm gonna get them separately.
So then, if you have black in your hand, then that means you need white, unless you have a white land in hand, or and then you just need to get any double costed, like double spells, whatever.
So I'm gonna get island to the field. Oh man. And I'll get a forest to my hand.
Did you play land this time?
Yeah, that was my mountain. So,
Okay.
so you can go, Solero.
I will pay white for Giver of Runes.
What's
Tap it to give a creature protection. Does that one do colorless?
Yep.
Okay, so
Colorless or color.
a color or colorless.
And
okay? So it's kind of similar to Mother of Runes.
Yeah, but it adds the
yeah,
colorless.
except it can't give itself protection like Mother does.
That,
Oh,
that
okay.
too, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's
And
Mother.
I will pass. I also needed a land drop. Heuristic
I
Study
would
was
be
supposed to
green.
get me there.
I can do things and stuff if I have green.
Man, who would imagine the Izzet player having the most lands?
Yeah, I know.
Maybe I can draw my Archaeon answers now.
What do I play? I have so many options right now. I think that might be better later. I'm gonna cast my commander. Yeah.
And then you get your treasure.
And my pretty treasure. And oh, I'm just gonna pass.
Okay. I'm going to untap. Stuff to draw. Still missing land drops.
Oh no. How many lands are you on?
I have 1 land.
No, I mean
Yeah.
how many lands
the
lands are
deck.
in your deck?
Oh, let me check.
Hey, Lucky, how you doing?
I 32 in here,
Oh,
but
geez.
the thing is, I've missed green, so I haven't been able to ramp any.
Fair. Okay.
How
my turn
much-
then, or are you
how much
doing
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. It's your turn.
How much ramp are you running? Do you know?
I'm sorry.
How much ramp? Like how many ramp spells?
Pay 1 for Soul Ring, make a land drop. So 3.
I'm doing all right.
5 for
Playing some
Soul Ring,
EDH.
and with Soul Ring, Dragon Lord Dramoka,
Oof.
and I pass.
I have at
Oh,
least,
is it my turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Larry.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I have at least 10
This is a
ramps.
this is a slightly new deck that I've built. Prismari. It has a lot of spells in it, and I can tap my treasures for mana, which is pretty cool.
I should have kept 1 land. Soul couldn't say that, bro.
I mean, I honestly I probably would have kept it too.
Like I saw that and I'm like, surely I'll draw it.
I once played my Vadrock deck, which is Vadrock Mutate, and I literally kept a hand that was like 2 lands and then like 4 or 5 mana rocks. So I'm just like, this is a terrible hand, but I'm keeping it. I'm just like, turn 2, all of my rocks are on the field, and I'm just like, I do nothing the rest of the game. I hope I draw something good.
I will play Calyx Destiny's Hand,
Ooh, Calyx.
Ooh.
Wish I had a
and I
counterspell.
will +1 it.
What does this plus do again?
You can search. She can search
Look
the
at
top
the top
3.
4 cards of my library.
One
I may
enchantment.
reveal an enchantment among them and put it into my hand, and the rest on the bottom.
Yes. In a random order.
Oh man.
No, tell me.
By the way, Lucky, the funny thing is, the Is It player has
I thought
the
I
most
did,
lands.
but then I looked at that 4th card, and I'm gonna go ahead and put Smothering Tithe into my hand.
Oh, I'm tied with Dragon right now.
Oh my gosh. Jesus, you with those oppressive cards.
Yeah, well,
I just need another mana. Just one, one of these colors. That's not green.
Fair. Okay.
And I'll pass.
on your end step, I'm gonna activate Biblioplex. So it says I can. Oh, actually, wait, no, I can't. Wait, can I? 1, 2, 3.
It's if
4,
you have
5,
7 or
6.
0, right?
Yeah, it's 7 or 0. And
You
this
have to
is
have
sorcery
exactly
speed.
one or the other.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Wish I could do this, but I'm missing or red or blue. I just won't do anything, I guess. On tap. And draw. And what do I do? Well, since I don't need ramp, I guess I'm just going to tap 3 for seize the spoils. I'm guessing that was all.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for me, yeah.
And I'm gonna discard a seething song.
Ooh.
I'm gonna create a treasure and draw 2. Ooh, fuck. Y'all talk about oppressive cards. You won't like what I just drew.
Oh no. Oh no.
Although if I do, actually no, I can't still cast it. I'm gonna cast this. Is it Signet? And then I will pass. Actually, I'm gonna swing 3 at Solero.
Oh, I'm gonna definitely take that.
3 commander damage. Not that it's gonna really matter, but then I will pass.
Okay, so untap, upkeep, control.
Good things, bad things.
Well, see, I don't have a green or another land drop, so I guess I'll just pass.
Ooh.
Oh no.
So untap, draw.
Does anyone want to give Daedalus a green source and let them discard a card or something like that?
Nah.
Okay. Because I've had some people when I played at my LGS would do that. Like if someone was like really screwed on lands, they just like.
No, I play Magic all the time. I'm fine getting mana screwed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna top 7. So 2 of it's gonna go to Gadrak. And the other 5 is gonna go to Ryusei.
Where's my counter spells? Damn it.
And then my land drop is gonna be Evolving Wilds, which I'll talk in a little bit, but I'm gonna first.
Okay, what was the second spell you played? Like after.
Ryusei. Yeah,
Ryusei. So it's one of the Kamigawa dragons, and then type.
When it dies, it deals 6 damage to each non-flying creature.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to swing with the Dragon Lord Dramoka at Lloyd.
How much is that?
It's 5, and I heal 5.
I will take the 5.
Oh, and just so you know, you can't cast spells on my turn with Dragon Lord Dramoka out. So, and then I'm going to crack Wilds, and I'm going to search for.
So Roxas's spells are uncountable currently until Tomoko dies.
Yes.
If I had any counter spells.
Oh, they're together.
I would rather have a board wipe right about now rather than a counter spell.
Well,
Deal with all the dragons instead of one. Come on.
I kind of have a board wipe in my
That's
hand, but
actually a
it's
pretty good idea.
I kind of have a board wipe in my hand, but it's it won't affect Roxas's board.
I think I know which one it is.
Yeah.
There's 2 that would. I'm gonna put a planes to the field, and then I'll pass.
Alright.
There's approach of the dragon. No.
Dragon's Approach. Is that?
No, there's another one that's like that cares about dragon. Dragon's Approach is the one we can have multiple of. No, there's a one that deals 4 damage to every non-dragon creature.
Oh yeah. Wait, is that the one where you like discard a card or something? Or I think I know what you're talking about. Is it Strixhaven?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. I think I actually had it in this deck.
Let me see. I'm gonna switch over and see if I can find it. Let's see.
If you don't find it, I think I
And
can
a
find
plus Calyx.
it. Okay.
Oh, there goes my land drop. And no finds.
Draconic Intervention. That's what it is.
I just found it. Draconic Intervention. I actually have it. I think I was thinking about putting this in Dragon. And it's X damage, where X is the value. And it exiles the creatures too.
Alright, let's see if I could get any mana. Smothering Tithe.
Counterspell. I'm kidding.
Oh, I was gonna say, wait, really? Are we really doing this?
If I had a
I
counterspell,
mean,
I
he
would.
just said he didn't have any counterspells earlier.
Yeah.
Fair, that's true. I didn't pay attention to that one. So
If I had
Alright,
counterspells, I
and
would probably have
I
countered it.
can't do anything else, so I will pass.
On your end step, doesn't really matter how I tap it, but I'm just gonna tap my 2 lands, and I'm gonna discard Magma Opus to create a treasure, and then I will go to my turn.
Do you pay the 2?
I will not pay the 2 just because you need mana,
Thank you.
even though I could easily pay it. I have 4 treasures right now.
Daedalus, he's
Oh no, where did Daedalus go?
Yeah, he disappeared.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6.
What are you doing, boy? Oh, you're just counting your mana. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I have to cast this instance, so it's okay, so I don't care about this then. So I will just keep that open, I guess. So let's.
He said his Wi-Fi is reconnecting.
Okay.
Alright, well while it reconnects, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
There.
I'm gonna tap 6 for Rooted Clad.
Put my phone to charge sometime.
So, boxes. Are you still there, boxes?
Yeah, my charger's not far away, but I'm gonna go in a little bit. What to charge it? What?
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna do my turn and then, but I'll have to explain to them.
Okay.
I cast Budaclad, so at combat I make a 2/1 mirror, and then I can make it a copy of any token. So I'm just gonna make it a treasure. So I'm just
Oh,
making
there
that
he
treasure.
is.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi just dropped.
And then I'll pass.
Okay. So untap. Drop.
Alright.
So it's.
Wait, forest finally.
Oh look! I'm so proud of you.
Did you pay for Smothering Tithe?
I did not.
Are you going to?
No. Wait. No.
Okay.
By the way, for Solero and Daedalus, I cast Budaclad, and I made my Mio copy of my treasure token.
Oh good.
Yay.
This is very good. I am not worried about that at all.
I play even more.
Okay.
So how's a board wipe coming along, guys?
Well, like I said, I have a board wipe.
Just
not a very relevant one right
I
now.
would like to mention that the first Calyx hit bottomed my board wipe.
Oh.
That's why I was like, oh great, I wanted this for sure. I
Oh, no.
wanted this to happen.
Oh shoot! You have an enchantment, and oh man,
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
only gonna get one opportunity to do something spicy, and then not again.
Yeah, that's the problem with like stuff that says like a specific card type. It's like, oh, I could have used that.
Yeah, well, it's just RNG, really.
Yeah.
Like,
Is there
it might as well just be shuffling your deck. Like,
is there any
it doesn't really matter.
is there any enchantment board wipes? I don't think there is.
Okay.
Yes, you can destroy all artifacts and enchantments. And
No,
stuff
I mean,
that.
like-
There's multiple.
I make an enchantment that kills all
Rampant
creatures.
growth.
That is a board wipe.
There's a sorcery that kills all non-enchanted creatures.
Yeah, I know what that one is. I have that in my Yarok deck. Or yeah.
Okay, so you ramped. Anything else you're gonna do?
I heard there was gonna be spice.
From my end, I don't know about Daedalus' end, but from my end, there's gonna be spice. And then I just realized that I left Calyx alone. What's he at right now? 5?
6.
Yeah, I messed up.
What is Calyx's ult anyways?
I return all my enchantments to the battlefield from my graveyard, which is just
Okay.
Ristic Study right now. I'm not too worried about that if he dies.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Untap everything. Draw. I'm gonna shock Blood Crypt in, and then tap everything for Ur Dragon,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and then Gadra can't attack because I only have one artifact right now, but I mean it can be Ur Dragon. So I'm gonna Ryusei is gonna hit.
One sec. Before you move to combat, because Dragon has a trigger
Yeah.
on your attacks, I'm gonna flash and hold Lucia.
You can't.
Oh, you're right. Can't catch spells during his turn.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well.
we're friends because I reminded him of that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So Lloyd, you're getting hit with Dramoka, and then Calyx is getting hit with Ryusei.
How big is Ryusei?
5.
Alright, Calyx is down to 1.
Okay. Then I draw 2 cards. I don't know.
Well, technically
Do
you
you
do.
pay for Smothering Tithe?
Technically, you draw
I have
before
not paid
you.
at all, so you're
before
going to
damage.
get 3 treasures total. Then I'm going to place Woodvar Hellkite onto the battlefield.
Oof.
So that is my turn.
That is a turn.
Yeah, I told you it was going to be spicy, and then so. The only thing better would have been hitting Zendikar Resurgent from that trigger if I had gone a little deeper. Oh, let me get my dragon tokens out because I'm gonna need unless
How much power do you have on the board?
5, 10 plus 6, 16, 26.
26. Alright.
Oh, I need to take my damage.
I am going to play Propaganda,
Oh no.
because I would not like to just be killed by a swarm of dragons real fast.
Fair.
At least make you pay for it if you're gonna do it. Some of those other places, please. And then I'm going to plus Calyx.
Okay.
4. Dang, Cetacean Champion isn't also an enchantment.
Oh, yeah.
I will just grab Flicker for him.
This is fine.
And then I will tap Saw Ring and burn, since I definitely messed up on my mana earlier. For Earthcraft,
Mm-hmm.
I can tap an untap creature I control to untap target basic land.
Mm-hmm.
And I will use the other Saw Ring mana and 2 more treasures
Mm-hmm.
for Squirrel's Nest.
Oh crap.
We're about to get comboed out?
Technically,
Uh-huh.
yes. Question. You would need to untap your... You need to tap your giver to untap that land, right? To start the combo?
Yep.
Okay. I could technically stop it now, but they don't have haste. So I'm just gonna let that resolve. Alright.
Propaganda is
And-
2? Is 2 for every creature?
Yeah. Yep. So I'll pass.
Okay. I'm just going to untap and draw. Okay, that might
You
be
pay
helpful.
for Smothering Tithe?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay for it. It's how much, 2?
Yo, yep.
I'll tap my Soul Ring. I will tap. I'll tap Biblioplex to tap Is It Signet for Expressive Iteration.
And what's that do?
You should know what Expressive Iteration does, but I'll read it.
Why? Why should I know that?
Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put 1 to your hand, 1 on the bottom of your library, and exile 1 of them. You may play
The
the
one
exile.
gets shuffled. The one not just bottom. It should say shuffled in. I think.
No, it's just
Oh.
it just gets put on the bottom.
Oh, okay.
God damn. I would get all 3 good spells that I want to cast. Well, this I can't. Well, technically I can cast that. I'll probably put this one in my hand. Exile that one. Put this one on the bottom.
But don't we get to see what it's exiled?
No, it's look at. Actually, yeah, you can see the exiled one.
Yeah, we can't see what you put on the bottom of your library.
The exiled one is Surge to Victory.
Oh.
So, that's exiled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have those. Right. So I'm gonna cast Surge to Victory. 4, 5, 6. And Hmm. I'm also thinking of something else. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna put a count on Pismari. Because I cast Instant Sorcery this turn. Then I'm gonna cast Surge to Victory. Targeting Magnum Opus.
Oh,
Now, I have a question. Does Surge to Victory copy for each creature that deals damage?
whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, this turn copy exiled card. You may cast a copy without paying its mana cost.
Okay. Let's see what it does first. So we got
Oh, the light's like literally right there. Okay.
I'm gonna go to combat, and then I'll make it 2/1 Mia, not copying it this time. Whoops. Wait, that's a doctor. Where's my Mia? Other side? Other side. Make a Mia. I'm gonna swing Galazeth at Roxas. I'll swing.
You want to? Okay. How much? How strong is Galazeth?
I'm gonna swing both Galazeth and Buddhaclad at Roxas, and this Mir at let's do Daedalus.
Okay, so how strong are your creatures?
They are both getting +8, so Prismari is a 12/5, and he's a 12/4.
Okay, Gadrak will trade with Prismari, and I'll take the damage, which you said is 12.
Yeah.
From Bruticlad.
Gotcha, Gadrak hiding over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, 12.
it's foily. So 12 from I go to 36.
And then
What's the mirror token?
he's a 2/1.
Oh, so I'm taking 2?
Yeah.
Okay, I will take that. And how many creatures died?
2.
Okay, so 2 Blood Artist triggers. I will target Celerity.
Okay. And then I have 2 Magnum Opus costs, correct?
Yes, because you dealt damage to me and to Daedalus, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So I wish that was done before damage, but oh well. I will deal. So I've got 8 damage total. I'm not sure what's so big a problem.
I don't know, bro. I'm pretty sure I'm the biggest threat at the moment.
I mean,
With my Blood Artist.
stopping the combo would be pretty nice, but
I can combo in response.
Yeah, I can stop. Oh wait, no. Shit. can't stop the combo anymore. Maybe I should have attacked Fismari there. Yeah, that was a mistake. Let's do 6 at Udvar height, Hellkite. And I'll do the other 2 at Blood Artist and Giver Ruins because it doesn't. Might as well.
Okay, so how many total creatures died?
3.
3. Okay.
And then I can tap 2 permanents.
Okay. I'll target Solaria with the 3 Blood Artist creatures.
I'll tap O-Dragon and
Any permanent.
there's nothing else to really tap. I don't really. I'll just tap your Signet, Daedalus. Okay, and then I make 2 4/4s, which I'll find the tokens in a minute. Uses that. And then I draw 4 cards. 1,
And
2,
you pay for Smothering Tithe?
4. No.
Alright, and that's only 2 triggers, right? It doesn't count how many cards?
No, it does. It does count how many cards.
It should be for each draw. So 4
So-
treasures.
So you get 4 treasures.
Play a volatile Fjord.
Yeah, it's each draw trigger.
Also, your Giver of Runes is dead.
Oh, how is Giver of Runes dead?
I had 2 extra damage from Magnum Opus, and I targeted 1 at Blood Artist and 1 at Giver of Runes.
Oh,
wait,
okay, I didn't hear that part, so in response I'll just combo.
Actually, she's a 2/1. Bring back your Blood Artist and just say 2 at Giver of Runes.
Alright.
I
So
thought
is
she
that
was a
1 less
1/1.
Blood Artist trigger
Yeah.
then?
Yeah, so you're at 33 then, not 32.
Alright, and so in response I'll make a fucking billion squirrels.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I mean, at least that gives
Hold on,
people
what do you
ways
do
to.
then?
So he untaps the scroll land, the enchanted land, and then with each scroll he makes she makes, she untaps the land and then just makes infinites.
Okay. Could I destroy something to stop that?
You can destroy the enchantment.
Okay, so only destroying the enchantment at this time would stop it?
Yeah,
Okay.
either enchantment, or you can destroy the land.
I cannot destroy a land. So, you get a lot of squirrels.
Actually, no, that wouldn't work out. That wouldn't work.
Oh no. Lloyd, I could have killed her, but you stopped me.
Yeah, I kind of messed up. I shouldn't have done what I did, but I'm just going to.
So how many squirrels did you make?
I don't know, how many is enough? Like 1,000,000?
A million's way plenty. I think even like easily 150 would be plenty as well. But
Like, I think 2 would be okay.
what you can do
Cast
though,
Magda.
I guess.
I mean, even if I make like a squirrel, I can just like continue the combo. So however many I need is however many I have. So I'm just gonna say like 1,000,000.
Okay, so a solid 1,000,000. What are they,
Okay.
1/1s?
1/1s, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have a way to destroy a creature, you can do it now or on my turn, but or even on on her turn, my Ryusei kills all deals 5 damage to all non-flying creatures. So if you can destroy a creature on her turn, like gives
I
us
mean,
a round.
How big is Visa? 5'5"?
Yeah.
I think if you attack me, I could probably do it.
Okay, so whose turn is it?
But that would kind of suck for me. It's your turn, Daedalus.
Okay. So besides getting rid of all that, what's the biggest thing on the board right now?
My Ur Dragon is a 10/10.
Okay. You know what? Never mind. Dragon can move now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we do have a million schools to deal with, which I
So
messed
I'm
up with.
Flames.
I messed up.
So Roxas,
Yes.
are you okay with getting rid of your?
Yeah, I can. Whenever you can get rid of Ryusei, is good.
Okay, so I'm gonna tap 6 and I'm gonna play Liliana Dreadhorde General.
Okay.
I'm on -4. Each player sacrifices 2 creatures.
Alright.
Okay. Gurmoka and Ryusei
I'll
die,
sacrifice
so
my
each,
2/4
so
force.
each creature without flying gets dealt 5 damage.
Okay. In response to that, I'm gonna activate Magda, sacking 5 artifacts.
Question: is there currently a million
No.
Blood Artist triggers yet?
Oh no, it's treasures. Damn.
Oh yeah, I think we all just die.
Oh.
Dude, that is.
Damn. I don't even have no treasures.
I think Daedalus won.
Let's go.
Dude,
Well-
I actually didn't think about that. I had a force of negation I could have killed your Liliana with.
Damn.
But I
messed that
guess,
up.
I suppose it didn't matter if you guys were gonna kill my squirrels. But yeah, that's crazy. I did not even think about
Yeah,
Blood Artist.
I
I
had
was
ma-
like, oh, it's fine. I'll just do the combo again.
I had Magma Quake.
Okay, but I think I have time to do one more if you guys want to do one more.
Yeah. So I really needed green. Literally.
Yeah, I
everything
think that
I
was like
scored-
literally the best possible hand I could have had if I had like one more land. I don't think that this is the like common way this deck is gonna work out.
Yeah, if
I was good. I was really worried. I was like, and then I realized like Blood Artist is still in the field when Daedalus said, "Wait, do I get a million Blood Artist triggers?" And I was like,
By the way, this is what I drew, by the way. Expansion, Explosion, Rousing Refrain, Blue Sun Zenith, Whole Breacher, you knew about that. Preordain, and Increasing Vengeance.
I had all lands. I was gonna draw 2 more ramp spells, and I was so sad.
Like I had enchantment.
Who knew Blood Artist was gonna just win the game without any combos going on from your
Yeah.
side?
Yeah, yeah. We all
it-
set it up for you.
If I hadn't forgotten about Gadrak, I wouldn't have attacked into Roxas, and I would have been able to have Magma Quaked, because I would have had stuff.
I think Magma Quake still would have killed us all.
Well, I would have just killed Blood Artist instead of Give of Ruins, because I would have had a way to kill the 1/1s.
I think that's the
Yeah.
first time I've won a commander game only playing 3 spells.
Should I play a different deck?
I'm gonna give the Ur Dragon one more go. So,
Yeah, I'm just gonna play this one. I don't have any other decks ready.
I'm gonna switch, because I actually have another deck that I want to test out that's fairly new.
Yeah, I didn't get to Gave in my Gave deck, so I'm gonna keep with my Gave deck.
Although I think this deck did do well, I just kind of messed up on my ordering.
Yeah, I think I could have played like Ethereal Armor and some other thing, but I was just like trying to hold up mana for Force of Negation. That could have potentially kept my Giver of Runes alive.
actually, if anyone wants to pick my deck, there's actually two that I wouldn't mind playing. One of them's a new deck, one of them's slightly new, but it's Jon Snow or Guillaume.
What was the other one?
Guillaume. He's from the Precon.
Oh, the food one, the food guy.
Yeah, the food guy.
Oh yeah, I want to play against that one.
Gordon Ramsay sounds fun.
Okay, I need to find it now.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I will take one hand.
There he is. I'm not sure if this deck has everything that it needs right now, but because it still has a lot of stuff from the Precon that kind of just like don't really make sense, but we'll see.
It's a good way to test it out. What you want to keep and not keep.
Yeah, I usually like testing decks. Like even if I fail, I can be like, well, now I know I need X and Y or whatever, and it also might help if I actually get the commander out. But like one of the things that's like probably the best in this deck that I just recently got for it, that I literally have not had since Throne of Eldraine dropped, was a Cauldron Familiar.
Oh, nice.
Like I haven't had a Cauldron Familiar. I haven't seen a single Cauldron Familiar at my LGS, and I just ordered one and got it.
I love this playmat because like Espeon looks so terrified, and everyone, it looks like they've all been telling Espeon or like a really terrible secret, and she just looks completely mortified, and it's my favorite thing in the world.
This playmat actually just came in the mail yesterday.
I have exactly one playmat, and it's this one.
Oh, nice. I have like 3 playmats. I have a geared one, this one, and then a Nicol Bolas one that I got from Command Fest in a box.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
thinking about getting another one, but I don't know what I would get.
I got this one, the like Nyx Island from the newest Theros set.
Ooh.
And I really like using that with Gavi. And I have like a Dark Souls one right here that I just use as a table mat. And Vendilion Click, I think, from Magic Fest in a box.
Nice.
And then I just won $25 to Ultra Pro from Alias V's stream, so I think I'm gonna wait until the Mystical Archives come out as playmats and get one of those.
Nice.
I have this one, a Gara one. I have the Raven Edgar Allan Poe one, and then I have a like Liliana Chandra one that's in the mail.
Nice.
Don't forget to reset life totals.
It's not a degenerate one because my cousin has one that's like them lewdly making out. And
It is that one. Like they're not actively doing.
I
that,
figured that's what it was. I've seen the map before.
My cousin has it. He found it. And he was like, "I'm a degenerate, and I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna buy this."
See, my friends told me I was degenerate if I bought it, so I'd approve I was degenerate if I bought it.
I 100% approve of that playmat.
I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious, but I know that like a lot of LGSs will probably ban it.
Oh yeah, like
I've seen worse, but I mean, you definitely gotta read the room.
Yeah, but I know that definitely that the LGS is here because we're in Utah and we're in a very conservative, state. So
I have Lucky Khajiit in my chat right now because I'm streaming, and he's like, "Cool, I make deck boxes."
nice. Okay.
Who's
Nice.
streaming at the moment?
Lloyd.
What's that?
Oh shit, you're streaming right now?
Yeah, I'm streaming. Forgot to
I'm
mention
going
that.
to Mulligan.
Okay.
I didn't know you streamed it.
Yeah, I stream. I'm actually trying to get into it because I used to just kind of like stream every now and then, but now I'm actually trying to like consistently stream like every week.
Yeah, the schedule is important. You'll get people that'll watch.
Yeah, I don't really have a
The
set
more you
schedule
go-
yet.
The more that you kind of have a schedule, the better, and then always like reading people and making friends.
Yeah. The main thing I would suggest for you, Lloyd, is before you start streaming, you should like record a video of yourself for a little bit, because you pretty consistently have audio issues when I check in. You're quiet and your music is like 10 times louder than you.
Yeah. Well, when was the last time you checked? You watched? Because like I did reduce like some volumes and stuff. I kind of played with
Your
them.
your box openings of your strict save and stuff.
Yeah,
Your music was super loud.
Yeah, I think I've changed some settings of that, and I make sure that's a lot lower. I'll keep this hand. Yeah,
I have all the colors I need, so this is a bad hand, but I'll keep it.
Yeah, I'm still working on that stuff, like, and like there are other stuff that I need as well, but I'm just streaming until I get more people watching, and then I'll like try to like set that stuff up more.
Yeah, I want to stream more Paper Magic, because I used to stream me playing Modern, but I want to figure out my lighting for my board, because I don't think this is very good for streaming.
Yeah, well,
Modern gets pretty complicated, and
Yeah.
I'd say just paper in general is very hard to stream.
I've seen people do it well.
You need like a really
I can't
expensive
remember who it
camera.
was, like Versus, that did a lot of Modern stuff that looked pretty good. There are some Yu-Gi-Oh players that do it really well. I just have to figure out like the lighting and get a better arm for my camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the camera positioning is also really important if you're going to do paper. It's one of the hardest things to kind of get right, but if you can like get a good arm, that really helps a lot.
Yeah, I need to upgrade at some
I'm
point.
ready.
Okay, so I will draw. Not what I wanted to draw. We will do Steam Vents Tapped. Pass.
Let's see. I will draw. I'll play Tempo of Malady, Scry. I'll keep that on top, and then I'll pass.
Temple of Malady.
Malady. You gotta do the hat tipping. I actually just realized that I don't even actually have any music playing right now.
I'll play Planes.
I'll put some music on.
I will play Command Tower and pass.
Ooh, such a nice land.
No turn
Yeah,
on
as soon as I
Solings.
saw Command Tower, I was like, I want to cast my commander at least one time. I'll keep this bad hand that has the colors I need.
Yeah, I think only
Joe,
two people. I think
I
only
drew
two people.
the perfect land. So Crumbling Necropolis, pass.
I think only two people casted the commanders last game. Me and Roxas.
Yeah, I didn't even bother. I was like, I'm gonna combo.
I played 3 spells.
I think, yeah, like I think
You're-
both Lloyd and I played the most spells probably, and then like Solero just comboed off really fast.
Yeah, I destroyed an
Daedalus is
enchantment
secretly
too.
playing CDH, only casting 3 spells and winning.
Yeah, seriously.
I destroyed an enchantment. Played Blood.
Lloyd, whenever you're ready.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Sorry, I was putting some music on.
Yeah, I just think playing paper
Untap and
like
draw.
Commander, it's going to be very hard to get a stream community going just because of how hard it is to keep up with it.
Cast the only thing I
Yeah,
can in my hand.
I think
Gilded Goose.
Alias V does it really well because she just has a really large community already.
And then I'll pass
Yeah.
after that.
I think if you recorded it and then like flashed the cards up as it was being played throughout it, like
Yeah,
that'd be
I
a lot
might-
better.
I might do YouTube instead so I could edit the videos. But
Yeah, I think that would be like this. Like I assume you've seen like game nights, like maybe not that extreme, obviously.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that good. Maybe like the extra turns or whatever, where they do have like the card up, but they don't do anything special.
Or have you seen Star City Games, that Commander group?
No.
Check out theirs. They do a
Oh,
very
wait, no, it's
simplistic
okay.
like extra turns type style too, where they just show like the card being played, like what card's being played up in the top corner.
I'd be down to be part of this constant thing if we get kind of like a decent schedule. I can kind of make time probably on like Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Yeah,
work
I mean, if we had-
Thursday, Friday. So any day.
I'm basically always free on Saturday and Sunday, except for Sunday night. And like Saturday, I'd probably be good usually after 3.
I'm pretty much available anytime Sunday to Monday because those are my days off.
And then Friday, I am almost always good, but once in a blue moon, I'll work overtime on Friday. So Fridays are usually good too.
Okay, I get off work at 5, so Eastern, so like any time after that.
Yeah.
The only day that's a complete no-go for me is Mondays, because that's my D&D group day.
Okay, it's your turn by the way, Davis.
Sweet. So I'm gonna draw. That's
Hey,
a card.
I have a question. So for Cascade, it has the like, exile cards are revealed, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm not. That's what I have a question on, but perfect.
Yeah. Usually if anything is exiled, it'll be revealed unless it says exile it face down.
Okay, perfect.
So like for example, Vivian Champion of the Wilds specifically says exile the card face down. You may look at it at any time.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
like
that makes sense.
hideaway with the hideaway lands, they say exile face down. You may look at it. But if it just says exile, it's revealed because exile and graveyard are revealed zones.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I think Dados, are you done? Or because I think
Yeah,
we might need
I
to-
just want to.
Okay. It's your turn, Slego.
I will float a mana for no reason. And I will play Simic Growth Chamber and return this to my hand. And pass.
Okay. I think you need to discard though. Because unless you cast a spell, you probably have.
Yeah,
8.
no, I'm working on it. I just
Okay.
don't want to take up all your time.
Your turn, Roxas.
So untap, draw. Overgrown Tomb, shocked. Oh no, wrong. Tap 3 for Kodama's Reach.
Nice.
Be rampant.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Plains.
By the way, I just want to say something real quick that's just kind of random and off topic, but it's kind of interesting. There's a guy that's started working at my LGS, and I also started working there as well. But he brought in his Magic collection because he hasn't like touched it in a while, and I was going through it, and I found original print Sliver Legion, Sliver Queen, and Sliver Overlord, and a foil Parallel Lives.
Yeah, so there's a pre-con of it, of the slivers.
Yeah.
My buddy has them too. I got a lot of
I-
off of them from it.
I used to have that recon, and I sold those cards for a lot.
Yeah, they're worth
Like
a lot.
I bought it back when it was basically new. So it didn't cost me a
So I'm
lot.
getting planes to the field and an island to my hand, and I pass.
Untap. Draw. Swamp, and I'm just gonna cast my commander. Sacking the food. And then I'll go to my end step and make another food and pass.
Nothing. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna play Grimplon halfway. Tap 3. Play Commander Suite.
Ooh, fancy.
And then pass my turn.
I will play Command Tower. And I will tap it for white. And Civic Growth Chamber for Tsubasa.
Oh, nice.
And
There
I
she
will
is.
pass.
I don't like you drawing cards. I don't like anybody drawing cards.
Oh, good, because I'm not gonna be drawing a ton of cards either.
You should play Narset.
Just casually slide a Nars set to my god. I think it'll get by you.
Is there anything in
I
accent?
can't imagine I would notice. I get very distracted.
Oh, my turn. Sorry, guys. Okay. Draw. I'll do it. Oh,
I should probably clear this out.
yeah, 'cause they're literally all the same. So, island. Tap for Fabro. No, wrong. Sorry, wrong thing. All 5 for Maelstrom Nexus.
Ooh, shit.
And then I will pass.
What's that do?
The
The
first
first-
spell I play each turn has Cascade.
Oh, great.
I don't know if
I'm not hitting the turn of things. I'm just. It really works with my big dragons to hit my smaller dragons or any other random ram spell. So, but
So I can
Yeah.
get rid of Tuvasa, but I'm not sure if I want to, because big dragons.
I mean, you could. I'll just sit here and do nothing for 2 more turns if you do. like I have nothing left to do.
Well,
I
first,
think that's a go ahead and do it.
I don't know.
If you can get rid of a creature, I would be more worried about something big coming out and then cascading into another thing.
Well, it's not like guaranteed removal though. Like, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna save it. But I'm gonna go to combat and swing Giome at Voxus.
how much is that?
It's 5.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Okay. Well, I will have to start getting big boys then. Anyway.
Yep. And it's commander damage.
Yeah.
So with that, I will
I should pull up my.
tap 3 for a Silver Smoke Ghoul, and then I'll tap 1 more for a Cauldron Familiar. Everybody loses
Nice.
life. Then I will
Oh.
go to my end step and I'll make 2 foods
Nice.
and pass. So I'm at 3 total. 3.
So I can answer that cascade spell, but it would affect everybody.
In what
Like-
way?
Like, is it enchantment removal or artifact removal? Both?
Or the
I have to. I have to remove 3 things.
What does Lloyd have?
Food.
I have food.
Like, if you're saying you'd have to get rid of my commander sphere, I'm cool with that.
Okay. I don't want to draw ire when I have nothing else to do, but I'd really rather not dragons start cascading.
I'm only gonna no. I'm not even joking. I'm only gonna cascade for 3. I don't have a lot of things I can do for 2 or 1 mana, but
I mean, it's still kind of scary.
there.
It's my turn, right?
Yeah.
So I'm play Woodland Cemetery, untapped.
But if you're gonna do it, go ahead, and I can't stop you. So
Okay, so
And Roxas, did you take your damage?
5, and I'm just gonna bring down.
what?
Did you take your damage when I attacked you?
Yes.
Okay.
You attacked me for 5, and then I lost 1 from Call Me Familiar, and then I lost 2 from my
It
from-
just now updated. Also, the damage I attacked you with is also commanded damage, so make sure you mark that as well,
Okay.
because that may become relevant.
Okay. I'll open my. I'm gonna open my notes.
Well, you can track it on spell table. If you click on your name,
Oh, God.
there's a thing that you can plus on each one. That's the commander damage. And an infect at the bottom.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Yeah, you click on your own name and it has the commander damage.
Okay, cool.
Are you done, David?
That is helpful to know. Thank you.
Yep.
Cool. I put that in there.
Are you done, David?
Yeah.
Alright. It's your turn.
I will play a Plains. And I will cast Dismantling Wave. For each opponent, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment that player controls.
Okay. Well, you're cycling it, right?
So in response, I'm going to sack the commander's food to drop them.
Yeah.
I imagine you're targeting one of my foods.
Yep. It's the only thing I can target, I think.
Okay, so I say bye-bye to Maelstrom Nexus. Sad.
Bye bye.
I'll sack the one that you target to float a mana, and I'll make Silver Smoke Ghoul indestructible until end of turn. Actually,
Okay.
wait.
Hashtag value.
I'll actually target your
overall, I'm
Tuvasa.
actually happy that you did that because that's actually the least scary of the things I can do. So
I'm gonna target your Tuvasa, so it's gonna tap her.
Okay.
Just so you can't attack. Because if I make my
I
thing,
wasn't gonna attack you.
I mean, well, yeah. Well, I was
I was
thinking.
gonna try attacking the dragon player who plays a dragon, and then I can no longer attack.
Okay. Well, then I won't attack. I'll target my Cauldron Familiar.
Okay, I'll attack
no.
Roxas.
I
I'll
go
target
to
Geo.
1. I go by 1. I go down by 1.
Yes, just 1. 1 commander damage.
I mean, that might be relevant in Tuvasa.
Yep. And I will pass.
Oh wait. Oh. There. Okay, I added your commander damage. Okay. On top 5.
I think Dismantling Wave is a May ability, right? Yeah. So when you cycle, no, you cast it. Okay, never mind. Cycling's all. I was thinking about it the other round. So it says up to 1, so you can choose 0. So that will just let you know.
What?
For Dismantling Wave, you can choose 0. So like if you didn't want to destroy his
I mean, I'm
skill.
still gonna get the value out of it if I cast it. I just wanted to make sure you guys are gonna be okay with it.
I know.
Yeah, like
Still
I
didn't
was
really
I
do
got the
anything.
dog card.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that you can choose 0 if you want to for whatever reasons. If you want to be nice.
Okay, Rhythm of the Wild. Wait, wrong colors, but yeah, it's here. Rhythm of the Wild.
Someone doesn't like their stuff being countered.
Dude, okay, so I'm gonna give you a short little story. In my playgroup, someone plays Aminatu Total Control, and she counters literally. She runs 11 counters, the deck itself, and multiple ways to draw and or even board or wrap the board, and so yeah, I would prefer. I'm spending like 5 or 6 mana to play a dragon. I would prefer for it to actually hit the field.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
And
definitely
that's the thing.
understand.
More than anything, Rhythm of the Wilds is mostly for the haste more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Rhythm of the Wild in my dragon deck as well as Sorok. So I
Yeah,
understand.
I have most of the things are just to give him haste because like I need to be swinging with my dragons. So otherwise, board wipes will happen in my meta like no other. So then I will pay 3 for Favor Elder, and it comes in with a counter. Yeah, because I can't really do anything. I can't. Actually, no, it doesn't count. I'm gonna actually give
How
haste.
how many lanes do you have?
I have 6.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I didn't see the third one. I thought I only saw 2. I'm like, how are you casting it? Okay.
And
Also-
then I'm gonna tap Favor Elder. I'm gonna give a haste. I'm gonna tap Favor
Okay.
Elder for 3 to do Herald's Horn, naming dragons.
That seems good.
So, and that is my turn.
And just know that if you were to put a counter on it, that wouldn't count towards its mana.
Yeah, I recognize.
Okay. Okay. Just making sure you know that.
Yeah.
I will untap and draw.
Like,
I will play this Blighted Woodland. Not sure who's the biggest threat right now. I guess they're. In terms of board
say-
presence, I guess it's
I would say,
Roxas.
honestly, Roxanne at the moment is the biggest thing.
what?
Other than Lloyd himself.
Yeah, Lloyd. I think. I mean, yeah. If Lloyd is looking out, then yeah, I'm probably going to be the one right now, posing the biggest threat.
I'm gonna spread the love and swing Giomet Solero.
5?
5 commander damage. Why is that in this deck? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You guys' thoughts on Baleful Mastery?
I-
I'm currently looking at y'all's little conversation. I don't know. Looter just seems very aggro on like any question asked. So, like, I know that has nothing to do with your question, but that's just like my
But
opinion of it.
I still think that in general, like that, unless you can deny it, it's usually not even. I mean, it is nice to have 2 mana to exile anything because it goes through like indestructible. But I think that sometimes letting your opponent draw something can definitely be kind of a downside.
Well, I mean, what is it? Shadow of the Sky that you drew, but you still used it because it was 4 mana board wipe. You know. So I think
But
I
it's.
think it's fine, but we still have like Bloodchief's Thirst, and you know we still have good removal.
I think
Do
it
we
would
even need
probably.
right now?
I think it would probably be a better sideboard card for like Hollow Blade or like a heavy control Planeswalker list because there's not a ton of efficient Planeswalker removal.
We're not even in a Planeswalker meta. Like
Yeah.
we
There's
could
only,
just
like,
play.
Yeah.
I would play Vraska's Contempt over this if we're talking about historic, but in standard, like they're not even playing Planeswalkers. I would just play Bloodchief's Thirst.
Yeah.
Yeah. How big is the Fable Elder?
3.
3? Okay.
Are you really gonna do that?
Yeah. Wicked Wolf?
Oh no, Wicked Wolf.
He's
If
gonna.
you could see my camera, you would see that my mouth is if you could see my face with my camera, you can see my mouth is like open in complete shock, and I'm like,
I am-
wow.
Roxas.
I'm having Oko standard flashbacks right now.
Roxas,
Yeah, trauma.
is that over the Wicked Wolf or is that over the Fable
Over the
Elder?
Wicked Wolf, yes.
Well,
Because Wicked Wolf was the problem I had with Oko with the deck that I was particularly playing.
well, he does synergize with food, and I had one, so I put it in the deck.
Go food.
Did you put Oko in there?
You can't, because it's not Sultai. It's only
It's
Golgari.
Golgari, so I can't even use
Yeah.
it. And I do have one, so I could add it.
If there was any way to give that deck blue, I would say you definitely need to add Oko in there.
I'm probably not gonna do that because A, I do like Oko, but B, it also puts a big target on my back when I
For
cast
no
Oko.
reason, kinda. It's
Well,
a
I
good
think in
card, but in
Commander-
Commander it's kind of fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
Commander,
it's all right in Commander, but it still puts a target on my back whenever I've
it's
used it.
those standard nightmares that happens.
Like I'm not gonna change the deck specifically for Oko. You know.
no, that makes sense. But I'm just saying, no. What I was saying is, if there was like, if there was any way to like partner Guillaume with like anything that's give it blue, that's what I was referring to more than anything. But I know there's not. But like,
Yeah.
because you still want Guillaume to be the centerpiece of the deck.
Right.
Lloyd, you pass.
Well, Wicked Wolf is gonna fight the Fable Elder,
Oh, so sad.
and
so
I'm gonna
sad.
I'm gonna
And you
sacrifice
tap the food to make it indestructible, so it's tapped.
and then I'll pass to my end step, and then I'll get another food token, and then I'll pass.
Untap. Draw.
If we can just get rid of Guillaume, and
How are you gonna get rid of Guillaume?
I just said if we could. I don't have a way to get rid of Guillaume.
I'm gonna play Anointed Possession.
No.
Oh shit.
And then I'll just pass, I guess.
Alright. Man, I wish I got that card before it went up.
Oh yeah, I have both Parallel Lives and Another Possession in my Gira deck, and I looked at them recently. They're both like $40-$50.
Yeah.
I thought-
I have 2 doubling season. They're like 100 now. It's so ridiculous that they went up that high. They
I
were
got
like
my
30.
double season 2 weeks ago for 60 off of TCA.
Nice.
I will play. Let's see how we're gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm tapped out currently. I'm gonna go for 4
Okay.
Okay.
Play a forest. And I will play Enchantress's Presence. Whenever I cast an enchantment spell, I draw a card. And Suvasa will draw me a card.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a 2, right? She's a 2-2 right now,
Two.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
My Tuvasa deck is a little bit faster. It's just all auras.
Yeah, I like doing a little bit of both. I have some auras for fun, but I think it's more just enchantment, good stuff. And I will cast Daybreak Coronet on Suvasa. So she's getting +3/+3 first strike, vigilance, and lifelink.
Oof.
And I will draw a card.
So she's a 5/5 at the moment then. Or is that enchantment or an artifact?
It's enchantment.
Yeah, so they're both enchantments.
Oh, so
I
she's
I imagine the only artifact in Soleil's deck
2,
is like
3,
Soul Ring.
4, 5, 6. So I will attack Roxas for 6 commander
I'm not
damage.
even like a threat anymore.
Well,
But you're open.
well,
Not fair.
she can't really swing it at me because I would just block with my Cauldron Familiar.
25. And then I'm at 7 commander damage from Sail Row. Wow, it's racking up in there. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it then?
Yep, and I'll gain 6.
That's why I swung at Solero.
Okay, so on my upkeep, I'm gonna look. It's not a dragon, so I'm just gonna draw it. That's all you need to know.
Does Hailstorm
But, like, if you
reveal?
wanted to share more, you could tell us.
No. I'm gonna decide it because I don't have. Do I need to wait? Let me double check.
Oops, that's not it.
1, 2. Oh shoot.
God, I still
Oh,
have
okay.
Alice's stream open and just mute him, and everybody's cats are just getting in the way.
Is she
Oh,
doing?
man,
Is she
I
doing?
needed one more white.
is she
How
doing
am I gonna-
EDH?
I can do it. Just need one more white.
Is she playing E EDH?
Yeah. There was, like, her cats are getting in the way, and someone else's cat is getting in the way.
So, Blood Crypt tapped. I don't want to do this. Dragon Lord Dramoka.
Again.
Kill it with fire.
And I will give it a counter actually.
I said kill it with fire, not give it a counter.
And I
Maybe-
pass my turn.
Let me draw my Black Blade. I want to sack that. No, I don't want to sack that right now.
Now no one can cast spells on my turn.
Untap.
The only thing I really want is to try to. I have like 5 cards that are kind of new to this deck, and I'm trying to see if I can draw enough to get it to just have them see play.
Play a Forest. Man. Cards in my hand are like really good, but like they're expensive and they require like setup. Tuvas is a 6/6, right?
Yep.
Does she have any protection on her, or no?
Nope.
Okay.
Are you killing it with fire?
Possibly, but I don't. I needed one more. I needed one more white to do it to kill it with fire. So.
Here, have a plane.
If you really want
I
to.
still think Lloyd is the biggest threat, to be honest.
No, yeah.
Not really.
You're just making tons of food and all your creatures that can grow and
Well, if I didn't have a bunch of 5-drops in my hand, I might agree with you.
I mean, 5 drops are good cards, though.
Not the ones in my hand. Only one is good. The others are like,
Then why are they in your deck?
I don't know. They're from the precon that I didn't like. I was like, that could be good, you know, in some situations. But I was like, now I have them. It's like, I don't want these.
I'd say if it's just fine, but it costs more than 3, toss it. It's Commander, man.
I mean, I wouldn't mind showing you one of them because like I'm probably never gonna cast this card ever. But like, so bad. Like I don't have any sack outlets either.
Don't you? You have food.
No, I mean like to sack my creatures.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Oh, did I think I'm only? I think I only have one enchantment that lets me fight stuff. I think I took it out though. Because I was gonna say if I draw that, then I can like start picking Lloyd's board off.
I think I'm just gonna set up.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll leave that. No, I can't leave that untapped. It doesn't really matter which one I leave untapped. This is fourth untapped, I guess. Tangerine Bomb. And I will pass.
I need one more land, guys.
I need some card draw.
I need more land, but I need them to be untapped.
I prefer if they're untapped, if it's untapped, because I have 7 mana, so next turn I will have 8 mana. My commander costs 8 because of the Herald's Horn.
Nice.
Oof.
Have 3. I'm playing Good Fortune Unicorn.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Pass my turn.
He's setting up his combo, boys.
What is Good Fortune?
What's the combo?
So Good Fortune Unicorn says whenever a creature enters battlefield, put a counter on it. So every sapling that he makes gets a counter, so then he can remove counters to make more saplings and keep going. But he
Does that need to be killed with fire?
not yet because he needs like something that makes mana or like something.
If I'm at the point where I'm I don't think I put an infinite mana generation in here, just for the simple fact that I didn't want infinite mana in the deck.
But
Just because I don't want to be complete degenerate. So yeah, it's when you get to that point does it become like an actual issue.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Cultivate.
Okay.
It's not an immediate problem, but it's
Like I would say there's much bigger threats on the table.
yeah, like a bunch of dragons.
And like there's a pack of food on Lloyd's table. Like it's pretty scary.
I only have 2 food right now.
Yeah, his food's not super high right now.
Yeah, right now.
And like if I had like a trail of crumbs, like maybe I would agree with you.
So I'm gonna search for 2 planes, and 1 ETB is tapped, and 1 goes into my hand, and I will play my island as my land per turn. I will cast. Whoops. Oh no, I dropped my card. Flicker Form on Sivasa. So enchant creature, I can pay 4 to exile it and all the auras, and then at the beginning of the next end step, I'll return it and all the auras.
So this is when her abilities when enchantment ETVs, right?
No, it's cast.
No, it's one
Oh,
I
the
cast,
first one,
yeah.
the first one you cast each turn, right?
They're both cast. Tuvasa says the first one. Enchanter's Presence says any. Whenever she casts.
I want to look for one that cares about UTVs.
There is Eidolon Blossoms
Oh
and
wait,
Cetesian
I do
Champion.
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Those two care about ETVs. And I think
which
those are
two?
the only. Cetesian Champion and Eidolon Blossoms.
I was thinking of a Johnny's Chosen, the one that makes a 2/2 for whenever enchantment ETBs under my control.
Oh yeah.
And so that's now.
I thought we were just talking about just card draw.
I mean, I'd be fine with like a crap ton of 2/2s coming onto the board though.
Yeah. Well, there's also the Archon of. I forget what it was. The Archon that makes 2/2 Pegasi.
Pay green for Rancor.
Oh fuck. Pardon my French.
What does that do?
+2, +0, and trample.
Yeah. And then
So she has
So
vigilance,
that's-
trample, and first strike,
lifelink.
and lifelink.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I thought it was 8.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So Sivasa's a 9/9
Oh jeez.
coming at
Sweet.
Roxas again.
She should have more power than that, right?
9. I'll take 9. So I got a 14.
Why?
Because
Is that more? So
Rancor was 2
One.
+2 +0, right?
yeah, so Rancor would be 3 total, then 4, and then 8.
1, 2,
Yeah, so that's
3,
10 actually.
4,
10?
4.
Yeah.
Okay. That's mean. That's really mean.
And I will pass.
Okay, I'll untap.
You know that I think Solero knows that if she swings at me, I'm gonna block with everything.
Okay, shoot. Flicker Wisp. Flicker whatever. What's that Flicker aura called?
It's Flicker form, yeah.
Yeah.
But she has to pay for.
Can you pay for it?
No,
Nope.
not currently.
Yeah, so you can destroy like just permanent or creature.
Yeah.
Paying 3 to cast Anguish Unmaking on Tavasa. What? Sorry, another ground card. And I lose 3 life.
And
Also, did you do your
Rancor
Did you
goes
do
back
your
to my
commander
hand.
damage for Tuvasa?
Oh shoot! It was like you said 10, right?
10.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm at 17, so I cannot take more than 4 damage from Tavasa.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take 3 at the most.
That's kind of why I stopped attacking Roxas.
So I'm gonna place a Stomping Ground tapped. I'm gonna hit Solero for 6.
I will take 6.
Back to Jamaica.
Hi there, Ren Yu. How you doing? We're just playing some EDH.
21. Okay, and then that ends my turn.
Alright, on your end step, I'm just gonna sacrifice this guy to draw a card.
Come on, dragons. Come to
Oof,
Papa.
That's a good draw. And then I'll go to my turn. Games are going good so far. This is our second game, and first game we had someone combo out, and then another person kill everyone because of the combo. And yeah, we're using spell table. Okay.
So I realized that technically this English I'm making is kind of has a weird printing. So the borders, like
Yeah,
they're not
yeah,
like,
I know I could flip it, but I
lined up
usually
correctly.
like keeping it how it is
I
most of the
didn't
time.
realize this. I was like, this is a misprint.
There are actually like quite a few misprints of the border not being lined up. I think it's maybe less of a print and how it's cut.
I'm gonna tap 3 for cultivate.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I can make that a little easier. Ooh, cultivating.
Yeah.
Speaking of cultivate, I ordered the Blackest Magic Secret Lair, so it's dripping.
I did too.
Oh, that's right. That's why I don't want the cultivate because the mystical archives or cultivate because I have the Blackest Magic cultivate that's gonna go in this deck.
I have this one. I really like the
I'm gonna mute for a minute.
Corset Altar
Yeah.
one.
That's a really cool one, but I'm definitely
Playing
gonna use
EDH or Magic?
the one for
Ren.
the one from Blackest
Which one do
Magic
you
that's
mean?
gonna go in here.
This is my English I'm making.
Oh, that's cool.
I started. Well, I guess I technically started both at the same time. I started about 2 years
And
ago,
I got
and
the
I started playing EDH
the new
around that time
poster themed one.
because
but
that's where everyone at
gonna
my
take a while
LGS
to get
played.
here.
Yeah.
I think they said August.
Yeah, and I ordered the super drop, the land, and then the mythical archives, and then the so I'm gonna add those to my decks.
I got 3 of the Grixis one. It lined up pretty poorly for me because
So swap to the battlefield, force
it-
the hand.
I had a lot of the shards
Actually, I
like
should have done that the other
lands
way around.
already. If they had done wedges instead, then I could have picked some
Actually,
up
yeah.
without having to
We'll go the
go
other way around.
over 4 of some of the lands. So now I have like 3 extra Watery Grave or whatever the blue-black one is called.
Yeah, Water Grave is the blue black.
Yeah, so now I have 7 of those. Because there was just no way for me to get more than... no way for me to order without having more than 4 of a land.
I wanted to get
Oh, I also ordered because it's the super dark so everything. I have the full
Yeah,
text
I
set,
kind of
and
played
I
a standard on Arena
I
as
just
well.
think it's hilarious.
They
I haven't
straight
played
up
in a
took
while,
that from a
but,
Reddit post from months ago.
I haven't
Like
played in a
someone
while,
like
but I
made a
may
Reddit post that was like
get back
what
into it.
lands with like beta text rules would look like or whatever, and it was just that.
That's funny.
Okay, sorry. I have someone in my chat that's just asking questions, so I was just kind of responding to them. I'm gonna go. Oh, they were just asking how long I've been playing EDH. I'm just kind of telling them. And I'm gonna go to combat and swing 5 at Solero.
I will take 5.
And I'm going to give, before damage goes through, I'm gonna give Geome lifelink. So no, that's not
Nice.
attacked. So I'll gain 5 life.
Back to 39.
We did it, boys.
Well, I got 10 commander damage on Solero, so.
Yep.
And then I will go to my end step. Would Geome create a token since this guy's gonna come back in my end step?
If it's a non-token, yes.
Because it says that he says at the beginning of the end step, and this says at the beginning of the end step. So, can I like order the triggers?
I think you can order your triggers.
Yeah, I think you should be able to order triggers because that's what a lot of people did it with like Night Pack Ambusher and Team of Wreck. They would like or Flash stuff. They would order the trigger, so like Night Pack goes first, and then they do whatever else they want to do.
And then I forgot a trigger with Sanguine Bond, so I'll target Daedalus for 5 damage or 5
Oh,
5 loss of life.
I'm a
he's
good,
pretty to love around. Like he's trying to be a generous man.
I'm a good
Yeah.
noodle.
I'm spreading the love. I haven't attacked you. Let's just assume
Yeah,
that that's
so
that
the
works.
Silver Smoke Ghoul Prized Amalgam combo that Dredge does is something that they just order the end step triggers for. So I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll try and look it up and double check it.
I
But
think that's how it works, as Dredge does that.
that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so on your end step as well, I'm gonna tap the one, remove the counter to the and we'll bring
I think, or maybe it says next turn.
two tap rolling. They have one
And Ren, I would argue that
Oh no,
Historic
Prized
is-
Amalgam says next end step.
I would say Historic is more closer to Pioneer than Modern right now. Because I think Pioneer has more cards in common, I believe.
I'm gonna play Poison Tip Archer.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
And what's that do?
Whenever a creature dies, each opponent loses a life. And I believe that counts
I was
as...
worried that was a death touch thing.
It is Death Touch.
It has Death Touch.
It has
Reach,
Death Touch.
Death Touch, and then it's a 2/3. So,
Whenever another creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So that's any creature.
Yeah, I figured like you were spreading death touch damage with that, which is what I was worried about.
Oh no, yeah, no, I don't get. It's not,
Poison Tip Archer definitely sounds like you can just start clinking things and killing
that
them.
would be cool.
wow, yeah, that would be that would be nuts.
No. It's no Mayhem Devil.
Okay.
I mean,
so
Walking Ballista and Basilisk Collar does that.
So I'm a tap Solario for 6.
I will take 6.
And then after that.
Yes, Ren. I'm actually using one of them, which is Giome. He's not the face commander, but he's the backup
Blue
commander.
light, shine
And he
component
says
from
that
the,
whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, or at your end step, you make a food token for each non-token creature that enters the battlefield. So I have a bunch of
I will play a
food token
Plains.
synergies. And I'm planning on working on Asagir as well.
I
And-
have spent like
And I also
Let's
just
see.
played Prismari.
ridiculous amount of money on unstable basics.
So
Yeah,
this is
I-
one of my
I've
other
none of this,
commanders as well. I bought the Prismari Precon and put a bunch of stuff in
any
it,
of those lands.
but I'm using this as the
I've
commander.
gotten some of the constellation lands. And I just
Yeah.
I like the full
I-
art.
I
These are
played-
like the kind of OG Zendikar.
I
full
played
arts.
the
I also
Witherbloom
have,
Precon
I'm
once
okay,
and did 15
yeah,
damage in one
Devastation
turn,
full arts.
but then I was just like,
I
and then
also
my
have
thing
those,
died, and I'm just like,
and
okay, I got
then
nothing.
Have the news and the Zendikar Rising full art. Some of them they technically don't have a fat pack for the Theros the Theros constellation lands, which kind of sucks.
180.
Ooh, wow.
But I've gotten most of the Precons so far. The only one I'm missing is
I
the Silver
am
Quill
going
and the
to-
Quandrix one.
Play Suvasa. So that's green, blue, white, and then
Yeah, I don't have Krog in
Yeah,
mine,
commander
but I'm
tax.
probably putting Krog in Calamax potentially because I have Calamax as well. But my because my
And
deck is
then-
more focused on treasures, like making treasures. So like, I have a bunch of spells that, like the ones from Kaldheim or Ixalan that says like, discard a
I
card,
will
draw 2,
play-
make a treasure,
Pay
and
white
other stuff like that.
tap
So like,
my
my
island
spells ramp me,
for SRAM.
and I could tap them,
Oh, jeez.
tap the treasures for casting my
And
instant
then-
sorceries. So like, they all like replace themselves essentially.
I will cast Rancor on Sivasa, and that draws me 3 cards.
Oh jeez. Why I need that level of card draw, sirs.
And I will have to pass my turn, and I will discard as you go, unless you care.
No, I don't. I really don't care too much. So just let me know whenever you Discord, just to kind of see. Okay, I will reveal.
It
nice.
Okay, Levar Hellkite,
Nice.
and so I'm gonna draw.
Yeah, I was considering putting Apex of Power in my deck, but I think I already have enough big spells, like I have like Magnum Opus and such. Sorry, I forgot to mute myself. Yeah, I have like, but I have like the more efficient ramp spells like.
But yeah, my goal is to have
Like-
38 each of these unstable
Um,
basics. That's
what-
gonna
what is
take me
it?
a very long time.
Whatever
So I
the one
wanna
is that
have
adds like 4
unstables
red, I
for
have
my
that one,
cube.
and the
There's
one
a
that adds
person
red for
on,
each tapped
Alias
mana that
List
my tapped land.
that probably has the worst camera I've ever seen online.
I have seen worse.
I'm on our stream as well. The Delta 9.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's not even close to how bad I've seen.
So
But-
I can tell there's
yeah,
a
Mana
secret
Geyser, Mana
I'm
Geyser.
thinking- looking
But
out for the-
I always like every time I look at Apex of Power, I'm just like, I love that card, but like,
Can't really tell what's on the bill.
I don't want to like cast it and then like get like a bunch of lands or like a bunch of expensive spells and like put like one
Anyway,
spell
so I'm
or
gonna
something.
tap 6 for Levar Hellkite,
Oh,
and
boy.
I'm gonna give it haste.
But I always look at that card, I'm just like, can I make that work?
And then I'm gonna swing Levar Hellkite at Solero and Dragon Lord Dramoka at Lloyd.
How big is Hellkite?
6,
And how big is Dramoka? I think he's 6 as well.
6, yeah.
I would take 6 and go down to
And then I'm
39.
getting 2 of these tokens. Look at these pretty tokens.
Nice.
Oh, there's 6/6.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, dragons are like super good.
Well,
no, no, I'm
Dramoka,
just used to
Hellkite says you create a 6/6
When-
dragon.
whenever
and
one
then
attacks.
attack.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
dragons
just
are
being
really good.
Yeah, Udvar Hellkite I think spiked up recently. It's like $13 something now. It used to be like way less than that.
Dragons
And then-
tend to spike. People really like dragons. Dragons, angels, anything like that, really.
And then I will tap 2 for Lightning Greaves, and I will equip it onto
That's super cool.
That's unfortunate.
Dramoka. And I'm gonna go 6. I'm at 27.
I'm just saying, he's doing all of this without his commander now. Just,
Yep.
Yeah, I have a few
the
combos
commander
in my
lets
deck,
you,
but it's like
have stuff cheaper
mostly with like
whether or not you
the
have
the
it.
big discard
This deck
from
is built-
Strixhaven, and then I have
It
like a few
can
things to
definitely-
cast
it
stuff on my
does
grave
wrap
for free.
really well into that,
Like
into
Mastery
commander, but in
and,
the case that I don't
I did Search to
get that
Victory
ridiculous draw,
in the last
ridiculous
game
wrap into the commander,
and
it's
casted
also built
Magnum
to be
Opus twice.
self-sustaining without it. But I definitely do love drawing like 5 cards for my commander and putting a permanent down.
Creative technique.
and
Do
then
you
I
have that dragon from Commander Legends that just puts your commander onto the battlefield from the grand zone?
I've been meaning to trade for it because like my cousin has it. He has a full art one.
Oh, I immediately bought one for my O Dragon deck.
So yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, I'm scared of that card.
But I don't. I will tell you this. That's the one thing I don't have.
Oh
Because,
yeah.
like, so I'm trying to
Oh
balance
yeah,
this
it's the
deck out,
demonstrator
so I
one.
wanna
Yeah,
do,
I
like,
was
all mono red dragons because it has already.
I was
mono red
considering
dragons. And so I'm trying to. So,
I was considering
depending on what comes from
putting that in the
PvP,
deck
I'm gonna
with
definitely
like
cut a
some
lot
card
of the
advantage,
dragons
but
or
like my
try to
deck is already
bring some
pretty
dragons
like
up so it's not completely mono red.
it's pretty
TM
tight.
is cool.
Yeah, Tiamat is the one I definitely want to add. And
If you want to join my Discord, I think I have the link under my
so I'm hoping like things like Bahamut.
yeah, Vayran is up there because people are using him as a commander because he does crazy shit. Probably CDH. But if you want to join my Discord and like ping me or message me, and I'm gonna be putting my Pismari list on tapped out. I can send it to you if you're interested. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. On your end step, I'm sacking this guy again. So, tap, sack. And I draw a card from that. Untap. And draw. Ooh. Hmm.
So where are all y'all from? Because
Utah.
you got my name right up.
Florida here.
Oregon.
Yeah, okay. So we just from everywhere.
Yeah. What about you, Daedalus?
Okay. Oh, I'm Indiana.
Oh yeah, we're literally like pretty much like hit like literally every part of the country.
Usually it's like, you know, half of the people are in different countries.
What's
Like
what's
I
the
often
biggest
play
threat
with
on the
people
board
from,
right
like,
now?
Germany and whatnot.
What's the biggest threats on the board right now?
You.
How am I the biggest threat when there's a 6/6 making dragon over there?
I would say the dragon.
Yeah, it's probably the dragon that makes more dragons.
Or just anything with the subtype dragon on the
Wow.
Like if you
I
got-
really do think it's the dragon that makes more dragons.
No,
like,
yeah.
If you casually got extinction in your hand, that'd be cool.
No, I can pretty much remove 3 things right now.
Okay, so it'd be the 3 dragons.
But one of them has
Well,
Shroud.
one of them's Shroud.
But I
There's
can
4 dragons, so you can hit all but Dramoka.
I can get rid of Drumoka though. But that also potentially leaves me open to Daedalus comboing
Okay,
out.
so there's 3
I
other dragons.
won't attack you if you remove those dragons.
Oh wow.
Wait, can I get in on this deal too?
No, what? I'm like Dramoka. Tabasa's like 4 away from killing me. I haven't even like. Tabasa's like just needs 1 more enchantment and she kills me. No, actually, she can kill me right now.
In Discord. I don't have any bots on
I
Discord
understand
yet.
removing my dragons, but like.
I'm literally just like starting out
you're just
streaming,
handing it over to,
and I haven't
like,
figured
Sarah
out all the
could literally
bots and
just,
stuff.
like, not only
I need
one-shot
bots
me,
on my
but, like,
Twitch chat
sorry,
too.
like, really going after you guys.
But I'll figure that out one of these days. Or if you know how you can like send me to like a guide or something, I'll figure it out. Running you are dragon.
Politics, man.
Okay, so what to do?
This will be the second time that Lloyd hates out my deck.
Well, like I also like kind of feel bad because like I also have an O Dragon deck, and I'm always whenever I play that, it's like all my dragons get killed like every turn. I'm just like
No,
sad.
I don't mind the dragons getting killed, but I'm just saying like Tabasa's out here like going to just like murder people with trample.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my enchantments are gone now. I need to
Yeah.
get more enchantments before I get more card draw.
You know what? How about this? How about this? I'm gonna split the difference, and I'm going to spread the love. I'm gonna spread the love.
No, but the only reason I was saying you're hanging out with deck because like the first time I played it with you with Geared, you kept tapping Geared and literally I didn't draw anything to like make the
Well,
tokens. Like,
You,
so, like,
to be fair, you were making like 2/4/4 beasts every turn or something like that. Okay, and I was only tapping it down because I could tap it down, and it was like it barely cost me anything. Because I think I was playing. What deck was I playing?
Imara, I think.
Oh yeah, Imara Tandris, and I had the Glare of Subdual, and I was just like tap, 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 and I was like tapping like everything down. Okay, so let me continue with my turn. I'm gonna cast this Reckless Spite. Destroy 2 target non-black creatures. I lose 5 life. So I can't target Gabe. It's like the only thing I can't target. So actually. No, yeah. Actually, I should probably do this. No, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna target SRAM and Uvara Hellkite with this.
Cool.
And then we all lose 2 life. From,
Everybody.
Oh yeah, because creatures
poison
destroyed.
tips. Yeah, I was thinking about removing that, but before I did it, but oh well.
Wait, do I also lose the 2 life?
Yeah, everyone but Daedalus.
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
sorry. I messed my own triggers, guys. Thank you. I was like, wait, what's doing this?
I mean, if you want to lose 2 life, I'm fine with you losing 2 life.
Um,
I'm fine.
and then I should have done this first, but I'm gonna Beast Within the Poison Tip Archer.
You're going beast within it.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because I don't want to get comboed out.
Oh, okay. Well, in response, I'm gonna remove a 1/1 or sacrifice one. Or actually, no. I'm gonna sacrifice the poison tip archer. Put a 1/1 counter on top of it. So everybody loses 1 life.
Alright. And then you get a 3/3 beast as well. Then I'm gonna go to.
I get 2 3/3 beasts actually.
Oh, shit. I forgot about Anointed Possession. Well, wait, hold on. Is that something that you control?
If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under my control, it creates twice as
Okay.
many tokens.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright. Well.
These are beasts.
You know what you should do is get the infinity tokens. I think they're so fun.
Infinity tokens.
Infinite
So I'll
tokens.
show you.
Are those the ones you write on?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great. I think those were really useful when we were trying to work out a really complicated stack with copied spells.
So like, this is the front, and then this is the back. So if this is like a permanent or anything, and then you can write like the little like area, so you can write the power and toughness.
Ah, fancy.
I'm
yeah,
gonna.
and you could just wipe it off.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
you can wipe it off, so you can use as many times as you want.
I'm gonna swing Giome at Solero.
There's also
Alright.
Do you block or are you taking it?
I am taking it.
Alright. And then I'm gonna sacrifice my fast food to give it lifelink.
Just so you guys are
So
aware,
I'll gain
the-
5 life.
The beast tokens also get 1 more counter.
And then I'll go to my end step. And
and then you can also get like if you want to like, counter like flying counter or anything, you can also do. There's like these as well.
then I will target Daedalus for the 5 damage from Sanguine Bond. Oh, 5 loss of life. And then I will pass.
What is causing me to lose all this time?
Sanguine Bond. Whenever I gain life, target opponent loses that much life. And I'm mostly just targeting you because I'm not attacking you and you've got a lot of life. And then I'll pass.
Okay, I'm gonna untap.
Oops.
Upkeep, draw.
Yeah, I probably need to get infinite tokens one of these days, but I just have a box full of tokens, so...
Okay, so I'm gonna tap 5.
And yeah, I believe I know about the Scryfall bot I've seen on other Discords, Ren. I just haven't taken the time to...
I put that, or I put a 1/1 Sapperling into play. So,
I just haven't taken the time to put that
and then
that bot in my Discord.
Sandsteve Citadel, tapped, and that will bring out 2 Sapperling tokens.
So what did you cast?
Spore Mount.
Oh god, Spore Mound? Shit.
Is there someone that can make Solero lose with just 1 life?
How much left?
Just 1.
If I had mana open, yes.
Well, if you left my Poison Tip Archer,
That's
Are you trying to kill me for exactly lethal?
Yeah. Yes, because otherwise they go way over and that just and I just want to do something else with the excess damage.
I would really rather not.
Also, Lucky... Oh wait, hold on. Let me mute. Lucky, I don't think I have any auto
Is that
mods
it for you, Daedalus, or you
for
can do
links or anything like that, so if you want to post a link to your shop, you can go ahead and do that. If it
I'll
times you out or anything, then just send me a message and I'll, oh, is it blocking it? Okay. I didn't know that I had anything like that. Can you send it to me
I'll
on
actually
Discord,
do that
and then I'll see if I can post it?
For you. But,
Yeah, I didn't know that I
First,
had
I
anything
will-
that would block it.
let's make sure I
Um,
have the right mana, so...
Can you
let's go.
can you send it to me on Discord, and then I'll post it?
2, 3, 4, 5.
I'll need to find some way to like have.
I'm going to go.
I don't
ahead
have
and
any
cast
commands
single
set up.
combat.
What does that do?
Oh shit.
Each player chooses a creature or planeswalker they control, then sacrifices the rest. Players can't cast creature or planeswalker spells until the end of your next turn.
I choose Giome. Which probably is.
I will choose one of my dragons. One of my tokens, so my dragon token.
Actually,
The
I'm
book
gonna
I
choose
did.
Wicked Wolf. Oh, and I also lose Gilded Goose. I'm gonna AFK for a minute and go to the bathroom.
Alright.
Okay, I guess I will...
Yeah, Lucky, if you can send me that link somehow, I'll try to see if I can post it.
Oof, that was a clutch forward wipe. Things are getting crazy.
I can't gain life. That's mean.
Yeah, why would you destroy all the cute little saplings?
Yeah, a friend just walked in here and said, "Don't destroy cute saplings." See, they agree. That's mean of you to destroy the saplings. Destroying cute things is mean.
I am going to cast All That Glitters on
Okay.
Tsubasa.
Oh,
1, 2.
what's her power? What's she at?
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
I'm going to put Hallowed Fountain into play tapped.
Okay.
And I'm going to. I gotta be mean. I need to reduce the amount of players here.
Okay. She's at 7 power, 6 toughness, or 5 toughness.
5 toughness.
Okay.
I'm going to swords your token.
Okay, yeah, then I'm out.
Yeah.
So.
Wait, you gain the 6 life, don't
Yeah,
but that's commander damage.
But,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Commander damage takes me out, so yeah, I'm out.
you? GG.
Yeah. Okay.
And I will pass.
And Lloyd is AFK.
Oh my gosh.
I do really like your deck though.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm just scared of hasty dragons
No,
that can get a hand really quickly.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Literally next to with Herald's Horn, I was going to reveal Scalar Reckoner, and then I was going to actually, going to draw. Let's see, because if my token was still alive, the Fist of Suns and Savage Redmon, and probably put Savage Redmon onto the field and stuff, and so.
What did I miss?
I have a way to kind of stop an attack from you, but I decided to just remove you instead. And so
Player removal, best removal.
Deciding.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
So what did I miss?
Roxas has been eliminated.
Oh, Roxas is dead. Kind of figured that was gonna happen.
Via commander damage from Tubasa.
Because Tubasa's mean.
Okay. So I'm guessing it's my turn then?
He is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And single combat says I can't cast creature spells, right?
Until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Kind of sucks.
That's
But
too single combat's nice.
Yeah, I had a Japanese one, and so while someone was taking their turn, I had to like look it up real quick.
dang. Well, I'm just going to sacrifice Blighted Woodlands. If I had one more mana, I could double spell, or double do that in something else. Go to basic lands, put them over tapped.
Trying to spread them out.
Let's do Swamp and Forest.
That version of Ur-Dragon is pretty cool too. I kind of wish I got that layer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I
like
got
it.
it too. But I
It's
think-
like stupid expensive now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think that was like
The
right
very
when I
first
started or
layer
right
drop.
before I started. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I also really wish I had the Bitter Blossom one.
Oh, I also have that. I got that one as well.
I'm gonna get it for my cube, and I'm just kicking myself that I didn't just buy the layer. It's like, well, I'm paying like twice as much for it now.
Also, I'm actually very glad that I bought O-Dragon when I did, because I bought him when he's like $10 or something like that, and he's
Yeah.
like $40
Yeah,
now.
it was like really cheap for a second.
and then it started going up and up and up.
Yeah, now all the layers just go up before it's even released. Like, by the time the Party Hard layer was released, Assassin's Trophy was already $30.
It's gone down. I think the original Assassin's Trophy. I think it's like 20-ish bucks right now, 25.
I think the Party Hard version is almost 40 now.
Well, yeah, but I meant like the original. Like,
Yeah.
Let's see.
like too much light.
What's in the graveyards right now?
Whoops, that's my hand. Nope.
We would love to see your hand.
Like creature
Swords to
wise,
Plowshares, Single Combat, SRAM, Lands, Daybreak Coronet, Flicker Form, Cultivate, Dismantling Wave, and Whitewater Naiads.
Okay. Because I can only target from one player's graveyard, because I want to do this now, I guess. I'm just going to tap everything, and I'm going to cast this for 3. Suffer the Past. Exile X target cards from a target player's graveyard, so I can only do one graveyard. For each card, exile this way, that player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So I'm going to choose Daedalus and get the Sporemond, the Unicorn, and the Poison Tipped Archer.
exiled, so they dead.
Yeah, they exiled. And then you lose 3 life, I gain 3 life, and then I'll target.
Did not make me lose 3 life as cash money.
I mean, you have to, but I mostly
Making Solero lose life because
I'm targeting Solero with a Sandrine Bond trigger, so Solero's gonna lose 3 life as well. See, I'm a merciful god, and then at my end step, the ghoul comes back. That's why I wanted to do it. Then I'll pass.
Okay, so I'm gonna untap.
The other option was sacrificing my food, but I wanted to keep my food.
Play a forest.
Got it. Dead close. Okay. Daedalus.
Aye.
Lucky Khajiit in my chat is asking if you have a deck list for your Agave deck. Gave deck.
Yes, I actually have it up, so I will just post it in the chat.
Okay, well, I don't think you can because I guess it's blocking links. So if you want to just message it to me, I'll post it in the chat.
Oh no. Alias is having issues connecting to Spell Table.
oh yeah, I see that. I was to her and I was like, I saw my phone and I was like, yeah, she's struggling right now.
Man, she's been having connection
Arena
issues all
and
day.
Spell Table, dang. Wizard just can't handle anything.
I mean, like, they make a lot of money, so I don't know why they're not, like, buying more servers or something. It's not that hard.
I mean, it's pretty expensive, but they could afford it. They're Hasbro now.
I mean, you have 2 ways of doing it. You either buy, like, an actual server and you own the server, or you buy, like, server space and then, like, lease it out, which, depending on what you do, you know, it's more expensive or cheaper, depending.
I mean, considering that, like, they said that they're not going to put in a spectator mode, even though it's something that, like, the community wants and such, I really wouldn't be surprised if they, like, have no intention of doing something that's efficient, like getting another server or anything to fix some of the constant crashes in the arena.
Well, like,
Okay,
you also have like privacy issues, so it's not just about money. Because if you lease out like space and you have like someone else host it on their server, then they have your information essentially. They're storing your data. So it's also a privacy issue. So you're casting Idyllic Tutor?
Yeah, Idyllic Tutor.
Okay.
There could also be issues with spectator mode and like having access to games of children. I know that they like err on the conservative side quite a bit as far as like how children are concerned, which is why they got rid of like the gameplay data from the tournament data and whatnot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't. I mean, they didn't really specify the reason. They were like, nope, that's not enough plants right now. But
Okay, I'm grabbing purple, right?
Nice.
For a second, I thought I was gonna get a Smothering Tithe. But Collector's Right is also a very good card.
Yep. It's the fixed version of Earthcraft.
Yeah. Well, like they both kind of have the ups and downs, because like Earthcraft you can do summoning sick creatures, but Cryptolith Right they have to not have summoning sickness, because you actually have to tap them for mana.
It doesn't combo in the way that Earthcraft does, but they're both pretty good.
Yeah. But like I have pretty much every source that you can tap a creature for mana in my more dangerous deck, except Earthcraft.
Nice.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Okay.
tap 4 and bring out
oh, actually,
yeah, Cryptolith, right? And then I'm going to play Sapling Migration.
so good for us.
I'm guessing you're not kicking the Sapling Migration, you're just casting it normally.
Yeah, yeah, and then Anointed Procession. And then I will pass.
Turns out, Anointed Procession is a good card.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who would have thunk it? I thought about grabbing Doubling Season, honestly.
The only token double I have is
I have
Primal
one to
Vigor.
trade for someone.
I got a Primal Vigor from my Kaldheim box in the list.
So
Oh,
I'm
nice.
going to start off by counting my mana real quick.
That's never good.
That's never good.
9. I don't have an X cost spell if that's what you're worried about. I just
No.
have a lot of cards in my hand.
Oh, okay.
Must be nice.
1, 2, 3.
I've gotten one card draw spell and I have to pay mana into it every turn.
Come on, spell table. Please show me the card I'm looking up. Here we go. Load. Okay, so
What card is it?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Lloyd, I
And
feel
then-
special now.
What's that?
I feel special now. We're friends.
Who?
Lloyd.
How are we special?
No, I
We're
said
friends.
I feel special because we're friends.
Oh, on Discord, okay.
Yeah.
It's not a very exclusive club, I'm gonna tell you that much right now. But I appreciate it.
Are you
Maybe-
guys your card slot?
maybe-
Is that what you're saying?
What?
I will cast Siona,
No, I
Captain
just...
of the Pyleus.
Oh no. You have a combo with her?
I will cast
Oh, I guess we're about to find out.
Yeah, I'm like,
Idyllic Tutor.
Oh.
Now we're gonna find out.
Oh no. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter for me because I'm already dead, but,
I definitely have the combo
I'm
in my
going to
deck.
cast Shielded by Faith.
Yeah, there it is.
there it is. Whoop, there it is.
So we die unless we kill you somehow this turn.
Pretty much.
So,
You-
do you have Court of Bounty in Ur Dragon?
yes, I do.
Has it worked out for you?
I I haven't really played O Dragon recently because I haven't really played that much EDH. I've been
This
trying
time
to
I'll
get it, but
make less of them. I'll make 1,000 instead of 1,000,000.
if I play it, I'll let you know.
Okay, because like I'm trying. I haven't had a chance to play it either, so I'm just curious what your
Actually,
experience is.
before I say that, let me double check because it might be in my AC deck.
And also that will draw me 2 cards. The Shielded by Faith.
Wow, only 2 cards.
More than me.
Um.
Ten.
Is there really a point to me attacking? Doesn't have lifelink.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, it's whatever. I don't need to attack. It's not gonna kill anyone.
So Lloyd, how are we stopping this here, bro?
Well,
Yeah.
if I can gain 16 life in one turn, we're good.
Alright, let's go. I passed
I
turn.
don't see how that helps me.
Well, it kills Solero.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I do have quarter bounty in here. Okay,
Okay, cool.
but I think that the chances of that happening is slim to none.
How many foods do you have?
1,
Oh.
and I could potentially cast Guillaume.
Like I do have creature removal.
But
Creature
you need to-
removal. You need a board wipe, but like,
You need a board wipe and a blood artist.
yeah.
Um,
But let's see what I draw. How are the cards? That's-
Lloyd. Okay. Lloyd,
What?
if you don't affect my board, I might be able to take care of it.
Well, I think at this point I'm not going to affect your board at all right now.
Okay, yeah. If you don't affect my board, I might be able to affect Solera. Or Solera.
Okay.
Oh my.
Question: does Gion need to be on the field before creature ETBs to see it? I don't think he does.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, he's going to be 4, 5, 6. This is 3.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Daedalus, do you need me to deal any damage to Solero?
The most you can do to Solero, the better.
Because I can either deal damage or
I messed up.
I think I'm just gonna cast Guillaume. 1, 2,
Yeah, I would say,
5, 6.
like, if you can do damage, yes.
So I'm gonna cast Guillaume, and then I will go to my end step and create another token, another food token. So I've got 2 currently, and I've got 4 mana open, so I can deal 6 damage to Solero.
Okay, can you do that?
You mean do it now?
Yes.
Because I could do it at any time. But I need like a truce from you for at least 1 turn.
Yeah, you got that, you got it.
Okay. So I'll just do it now, I suppose. Sacrifice 2 foods to gain 6 and deal 6 to Solero.
So I'm going to tap Gave, put a mana floating to remove a counter from Gave, to bring out 2 Oracles.
And the ball is in your court.
Okay, and then it's my turn, I will untap. Okay. Delario. Your protection is on your non-commander, right?
The shield is on the last token that enters the battlefield.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can kill your commander at the moment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, actually don't. Hold on, I need to do math. So we have a 1-turn truce, Lloyd, right? So
Yep.
if I like tap stuff, you ain't gonna just like kill me, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Because we're currently facing an infinite number of, well, 1,000 soldiers. I feel like it's funny. This is the second time Soil's made infinite tokens.
Okay.
Idyllic Tutor is really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to tap out. Okay, yeah. And I'm going to play Torment of Hailfire, X equaling 10.
Oof.
Come on, spell table. You can do it.
I think I'm just gonna take the life.
You're taking 30 life, going down to 15.
Alright, I'll sacrifice 10 tokens. Or. Yeah.
I think it's non-token.
It says non-land permanent or discards
Oh.
a card. I will sacrifice 10 tokens. So I have
Wait,
990.
Oh, so that does not do anything.
I have an infinite amount of tokens. So
Yeah.
I made 1,000 with this combo.
Oh, I was not aware of that, damn. Okay.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was the thing that was gonna kill you guys.
Okay, so yeah, damn, okay.
Torment is usually really good though.
Yeah, just being with the spell table and not actually seeing the cards. Yeah. Okay. So is that game then?
Yeah, if that was the only play.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was my play. I wasn't aware of the tokens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been brutal. But I do actually have that many cards to deal with if I didn't have tokens, because I have 7 cards in my hand.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the discard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
If life was important, I would have just discarded my hand except for one card and sacrificed that probably.
Yeah.
But
Damn, yeah. I wasn't aware it was a token generating thingy that.
yeah. Oh, so Siona says that whenever enchantment enters the battlefield or is attached to a creature, create a 1/1 soldier. And Shielded by Fate says whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you may attach it to that creature. So it makes infinite 1/1 soldier tokens.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, got stuck for like 5 minutes. Let's see what happened. Whoa. Okay.
So I think that's death.
Yeah.
Damn, GG's, yeah.
Damn.
did
oh, well.
Daedalus win?
At least I didn't kill myself with my tokens. Like,
No, Slayer won with
No,
infinite tokens.
I wasn't aware
again.
it was another token generation thing.
Yeah.
So I thought if I just got rid of the permanents, then
Yeah, so this is a deck that I bought off of my friend for $50, which
Hmm.
included Earthcraft
This is what I had in my
and
hand, by the
Shielded
way.
by Faith and Siona, and then I spent like $20 and then also added some cards from Bogles. So I bought like an etched foil, Swords to Plowshares, and Idyllic Tutor and a couple other cards, Squirrel's Nest. So
Mm.
yeah, this is mostly working off of what my friend told me.
This is the card I was talking about. Fence's Journal.
Oh, nice.
And also this guy, which kind of nice, but eh. I might take these out. But then I also drew Savvy Hunter, which finally got some card draw, but it's a little too late.
I did win anyways, but I realized
That
I
would have been a
wanted
nice
to
draw.
play it more safe. I could have played Aura Shards and then just killed your Sanguine Bond, which is the thing that was most likely to kill me.
Yeah.
And I could have played Propaganda, but it worked out. I was sweating when you guys were like teaming up. I was like, oh no, did I mess up by playing this a turn early?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have an alternate play there anyway, so.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna like drop another death pinger and like do like
Oh,
a
no.
sack everything or
If
something.
it was a death pinger, then like you, I would have like said, hey bro, I'm gonna be killing you in the process too.
I mean, I had 45 life, so you would had to like done an infinite combo to kill me pretty much.
Well, yeah, but I was saying like if it was like another like blood artist ping thing death.
Well, like
That was so funny. I did not think about Blood Artist, and it was
That
sitting
was
there on the
hilarious.
battlefield the whole time.
yeah, I probably should have killed it in that game, which would have been the better play, but I didn't think about that
Yeah,
either.
I was surprised when you went to kill my Giver because I got the combo anyways.
Well, like what I was trying to do is I was trying to force you to do the combo so that someone else could like board wipe or like interact with it, so you can't do it instant
Fair
speed.
enough. I mean, I was kind of expecting the dragon to take care of it, but then I would have just comboed the next time, because I did have a way to, like, make it difficult to attack me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blood Artist, what a champion.
Well, other fun games, turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knew that was a really good card when things die.
Yeah, especially when especially since it sees anything dying, not your own stuff.
Oh yeah, like I love aristocrats.
Yeah, my aristocrats deck is Teysa Karlov, which
I had taste.
I want to put Teysa in my Felisa deck, but I don't have Teysa yet.
and I also got an Alta sleeve for her. Since she doesn't have any like nice arts or whatever.
Isn't that what Elise is playing right now? Actually?
Probably, I
Yeah,
think she
Alias
does.
really likes Teysa Karlov.
She has a Teysa deck. And I think I asked her for a Teysa list, but I don't think that she has it like on somewhere. But mine's more combo focused. I think hers is more like value focused.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got Yawgmoth on the field right now.
Yeah, but I mean Yawgmoth is just a good card. But like
Yeah.
mine has like I can get out look at it real quick. I'm throwing cards everywhere. Like mine has like has 3 tutors: Grim Tutor, Demonic Tutor, and Vampiric Tutor. And then I have like what is it? Where is it? Let's see. There it is. Comic Guide. It's also Resembling Skeleton.
Yeah, for my strict save and collector booster, I pulled a demonic tutor from it.
I did too.
Dude, I was so hyped when I pulled it because I needed it I wanted it for the relentless rat deck so that I can get its combo piece.
I got the Mystery Booster Demonic Tutor for $12 right when Mystery Booster Convention Editions came out, and then it just immediately was like 30 plus after I bought it.
Yeah, this specific one, at least when I pulled it, was worth 85.
Yeah, I have regular Comic Guide combo, so they infinite combo with each other, and then Pitiless Plunderer plus anything that can bring itself back with 2 mana, and Teysa, because Teysa can double the stuff in Pitiless Plunderer, so it's just as long as I have
Well,
it
you
sack
degenerates
outlet.
and your infinite combos.
But like one of my
I thought that this deck was going to need it because I think I am kind of bad at Voltroning kind of decks, and I think that I don't actually need it as much as I thought I would. So it was kind of like I figured that this deck was going to be bad, but then once in a while I would just like combo and win.
But
But
my-
it turns out that I just draw so many cards it doesn't matter.
But my low-key favorite card in this deck is Slaughter the Strong. Because it says each player chooses creatures power 4 or less and sacrifices the rest, and Taste is a 2/4, so I can keep 2 power as well as Tesa. But the last time I played Tesa at my LGS, I was going against a mono red goblins deck who had like 50 goblins or something like that. So I was like Slaughter the Strong with like a Blood Artist on the field, or whatever. So like everyone like takes like 40 damage.
Nice. The Voltron deck I plan on building is actually Bard Child Betrayer Calvary.
Ooh, my since we're talking Voltron, my pet Voltron deck is, which I love it so much, Rograk and Ardenn.
Oh, that's a good one.
I
So
don't
he's-
think I ever played against that one.
So he's a 0-drop. I can cast him pretty much any time, and then Ardenn's a 3-drop that just auto-equips anything. So
I
like,
remember when you were building it, but you never
Yeah.
played it against
well,
me.
it's a bit like spiky, because like if I get a certain hand, I can just like win so fast. So I generally only play it against like stronger decks. Because like one time I was literally playing against like a Tigrum CEDH deck, and I was just like Colossus Hammer turn 1, and then like turn 3 Ardenn, and they just couldn't deal with it, and like I think it got down to me and the Tigrum players. I was just like, he would like kill my Rograk, and I was like, okay, recast it, auto equipped, and then he would like kill it again. I was like, okay, recast, auto equip, and I just kept auto equipping, like recasting, and I was like, and he just couldn't deal with it because it's just like I never really have to pay
That's
the equip
ridiculous.
costs. Yeah, it's my favorite deck, and I just love the zero mana Rograk. I can cast him turn 1, turn.
My
3.
favorite deck is the Calamax deck, but I think that I can't bring it out against lower power decks anymore.
Yeah, it's
Because what I did last time was just ridiculous.
it's pretty strong.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I want to hear what you did.
First of all, my two highlights was a turn 3 Ristic study that drew me so many cards that I was discarding to hand size literally every single turn.
Yeah.
And then, like, I did stuff like I got crop rotation for, like, 3 extra lands or 4 extra
Yeah.
lands or something. I got 3 Sublime Epiphanies, which someone copied one and created a ridiculous stack that we had to sort through.
Yeah. And then
Felt really bad for the player that was playing, like, Mono Red Theros Tribal.
it was Boros.
Because they were like,
It was Boros because his commander was Haktos, and it was just like literally all Theros.
I thought it was Commander was like the god.
Nope.
Okay, yeah, it was like Boros, but it was all like Theros stuff. So he was like playing a Phoenix, and I was like, okay, here's 3 Sublime Epiphanies.
Yeah. And then
and-
there was the other game where I was playing Hope of Gearpeer Voltron, and you made like 30-something
That-
beasts.
But it was like a pre-con back then. That was just like coincidence
Yeah.
how good that happened.
My my highlight with Calamax was drawing
What?
42 cards in one turn.
Yeah, you milled, what was it, 30 cards?
Oh yeah,
from
yeah.
my deck?
I milled 30
And then
cards
I
with
was like,
my.
well, now that I have my entire combo in
I was
my
playing-
graveyard,
I was playing
let me
Prismari.
infinitely do like the copy spell thing by just casting Underworld Breach.
I was playing Prismari, and at the time it was eggs, so like a bunch of 0-drops. So I dropped like 3 or 4 spells on Soleil's turn on, just like Brain Freeze, mill 30.
Yeah, and so he milled Expansion Explosion,
Yeah,
and
but it's
like,
pretty much
most
just
of
like
my lands, like
set
almost
up.
all of my lands actually.
and then Soleil was like
and-
Underworld Breach.
Yeah, I Underworld breached, and then I think I used Fling to remove some stuff, and then I comboed.
I don't remember what you did, but yeah, you did some
Yeah,
stuff.
because I had a 12-4 Crackling Drake, and I like got 3 Flings on the stack and just like murdered the board.
Yeah. I think the other highlight of my Calamax deck was when I I infinitely copied spells with a gravitic punch on the stack, and then I had to make all the players at my table look up the rulings and such for copying, because they had to like figure out how the interactions work. Because I had two spells that would like ping, like deal damage equal to his power, but one was like fling and then it sacked it. The other was gravitic punch, and they had to figure out if the sack would copy infinitely, but it wouldn't because you sack him before the stuff goes off. So they had to like look up the rulings and stuff.
Did you ever take a clip of your stream so people
I-
could like work out what's actually supposed to happen?
I haven't yet, but I remembered it today. I was like, I still need to do that, so I'll do that today.
Yeah, because I feel like we probably got it wrong. I don't know. It was weird.
I mean, it was
There was, like-
it was a lot of copying and stuff, and copies get very very confusing because you have to be like, okay, how many copies are there? They're doing what?
All four of us at the table were not exactly sure what
But
was happening.
I think we got close. If we didn't get it, we got close at least, and I think that's what matters.
The fact that they decided to just change which one they were copying to make it easier goes to show how complicated copying stuff goes when they have
Yeah.
multiple modes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So it was
Go ahead, you're good.
it was 4 Sublime Epiphanies on the stack, 3 of mine,
Yeah.
and 1 of the opponents, and 4 of the
Yeah.
all of the modes except for counter ability were selected.
Yeah, and we were trying to figure out if the modes copied or if you can choose different modes, but it's
I
you
think it was
you
the
you
one
you
that
the,
we were
you can't
figuring
choose.
out was-
Yeah, you can't choose different modes, but you can choose different targets for the modes.
Yeah.
That was the
that's
thing,
what it was.
and we had to look that up because we didn't know. Because it says that much in the rulings.
The thing that was that happened because he was too fast. I wasn't actually done selecting my modes yet. I selected one mode when my spell got copied, so I actually was about to choose counter and ability, but since they just like too fast put that in there, I chose not to do that because it was better for me to not do it, and I was just like, oh,
Yeah,
well, I guess.
it's a good thing that you didn't probably,
Yeah.
because
That
otherwise
would
you
have been
could have
really bad
countered.
for me, but
countered
it's
and
like,
stuff.
hey, you kind of just like threw that out there. I'm not even done yet. That's why they were trying to figure out like what can get countered, because they were under the assumption that I had selected counter and ability. I was like, not yet.
Yeah, I think that they thought you selected all modes, but you didn't.
I was going to. I was about to, and then they were just like, here's this copy spell. I was like, never mind, because I want to keep my Krark ability.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have to get going. It was fun. I want to do this again with you guys some other time.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I try to set up a game every Saturday, so if you're available, I'll be looking for games, so for people to play games.
Yeah.
I'll
Usually,
try to make up my other days.
Usually, like maybe a half hour after when we did started today is a good time for me.
Yeah. All day is
Yeah.
fine for me, pretty much.
See ya.
And yeah. I also have a Discord if you want to join that. I could send you the link. I'm trying to build up a community and maybe
Yeah, if
get.
you want, I can post my list in the Discord.
Yeah, I think I have a Discord. I think I have a deck list channel.
Yeah,
so I
you
can
have a
make
deck
one.
build channel, looks like.
Yeah, deck builds. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
if you want to message me, your Discord's off.
Yeah. I will.
What I was gonna say was, like we were talking about earlier with it'd probably be like if you're wanting to like do this, it'd be better for you to record us playing, and then like pop up the cards as we're playing and do like YouTube instead of like a Twitch stream. Because it's easier for like build a community with doing it that way instead of just us sitting here playing Magic and then
I think
kinda
that takes
not
too
really
much
being able
work.
to see the cards.
Oops. I think that takes too much work. I'm better off just. I think I'm better off just streaming.
I think that when I do want to actually do this, I will be doing YouTube stuff. You tend to make more money on YouTube anyways, but it's easier to edit the video to make things more clear.
I mean, I do post all my
And,
videos, or most of my videos, to YouTube though. I just haven't gotten into editing or doing anything like that.
One thing I really wanted to do in my deck was to play Leyline, and then as I attack, flash in Colossification.
Oh god.
And just like instantly do lethal commander damage to somebody.
Nice.
I think I
Just big kitty time.
I think I had that in I think I had that in one deck sometime. I don't remember.
I opened Colossification, and back when this deck was my friend's deck, he saw that in my binder, and he was like, I don't care how bad this card is, I need it right now. It's a big kitty.
Did you want to play a game, Lucky? Like, do you have other people?
But Lloyd, I wasn't talking like fancy editing. I'm talking like just as we play a card, pop the card up like in the middle of the screen.
Well, like I like
There's-
spell table has the option to look up the cards and it shows them, which I usually
like,
do that.
if you wanted to keep streaming and do it like that, then
Yeah. That's usually what I do. I try to put up most of the cards that go up there. If someone asks a card, I can pop it up there, and you can
It would
can
be
read
nice
the
if
most
spell
recent.
table had the like automatic overlay that Arena does, where you can just hover over it and it'll show what's going on.
It might need to be it
Or if
might
it
need to be
had, like,
later though, Lucky, because I need to
you
get
guys
some
have
food.
like the TCG player app.
I don't.
I do, yeah.
Basically, you can just hold a card up and it will scan it and it will tell you like how much it is. And all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I use that on my LGS.
I have that. I have the Hell Vault one that does that. But
I use that on my work. My phone doesn't like it though.
I have difficulty with black cards for those. I don't know if it's something about the looking like the border or whatever, but I have to use flash in order to get some of the black cards to actually scan.
What do you use as the background?
I'm gonna go ahead and raid some of
I
those.
have
I'm gonna raid
like, a
Alias
really
V
big
unless someone has
Box like these
a
with
better
white
choice,
background.
because she's playing
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, as long
EDH
as I
right
have-
now.
As long as I have light and like a white background, it typically
But yeah, if you want to play like later
Yeah,
today, Lucky,
maybe my
or
lens
like
is just,
tomorrow,
like, too scratched up or something.
I'm always
Yeah.
down. If you can find more
Did
people.
not take care of my camera lens.
But I haven't eaten all day, so I need to get some
Well, I
food.
had fun. But yeah, just Lloyd, just hit me up whenever you do this, and I'll let you know if I'll be able to join.
Yeah, of course.
I'm-
Just know once football season starts back up, I will be at least partially distracted by watching football.
That's fine. If you mean like playing and watching, I don't mind that. 'Cause, like usually there's like some tones that are just like doesn't really do much, and then you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna watch this while people do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching Alias V's stream like the whole time. It wasn't my turn. That's why I was like, oh, sorry, is it my turn?
Oh, you're good.
Yeah.
But yeah. Especially when it comes to deck building, like I love to build decks. So.
Okay.
So what
I
I'm
like
gonna
to
do is
build
1, 2, 3, 4,
A
5,
lot
yeah.
of decks, but I tend to build like regular constructed decks. Like I'm a